Hello, everyone. Let's go. This is Set the Record Trilogy Edition. We have Luke, Vezlaye, Scruffyy, Danibuta all here for 3 hours plus to set some of the best trilogy times we've ever seen, hopefully. And we've got Hashashin, the legend, on the co-cast with me. How's it going?
I'm doing fine, man. Thank you so much for having me here to co-cast this. I'm just so hyped, man. I'm just so hyped. I mean, we have four phenomenal players with us here today. Just seeing if we can maybe get some really, really good trilogy runs now to set the standard after the patch. I'm super hyped. I'm super hyped.
And yeah, and that's the goal really is we saw the slaughter of the leaderboards really with
Yeah,
the most recent patch. And, regardless of how you feel about that, the fact remains that trilogy leaderboards are quite dead at the moment. And, it's exciting to hopefully see some population of that. And that's the whole point of this event. We want to see as much as we can in terms of, skill on display and to just populate the times really so people know that there are people who can run this category and that are very skilled and have put in the practice. And it's a viable category to run that takes a lot of skill and is, in my opinion, and I think you would agree, very, very rewarding and entertaining.
absolutely, absolutely. And of course, this isn't a race. Of course, this is about getting just the absolute best time, and that's what's up here. The players have 3 hours to just sit down and get the absolute best run that they have. So if they feel the need to restart or whatever, that's how they're going to approach it. And yeah, I mean, I how many is 3 more minutes till it's go time? I mean,
Yeah, we've got about 3 minutes,
unless
and yeah, thank you, Hush, for explaining the rules. I kind of forgot. This is a 3 hour session. Each player is going to be trying to set a full trilogy in-game time to submit as the best time for this session. The player who finishes with the quickest in-game time trilogy will receive a $20 cash prize, and the goal is just to get as many runs as we can live. And we see right there, Danny just went live, so we're just waiting on Scruffyy. I will refresh Scruffy's stream because he's saying that it is actually live. So I will refresh that real quick.
Danny and Vezlaye is waiting on the loadout screen here at least while Luke is warming up a little bit. Probably not the dumbest idea to kind of get into rhythm here for Luke.
Uh, it is Scruffy. What? Oh, there's 3 underscores. Okay, my bad. My bad, Scruffy. I'll get that up real quick. 3 underscores. Okay. How are we now? Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you so much, Scruffy. That's my bad. That really is my bad. But yeah, now we've got just about a minute left until we go. I will be keeping an eye on it. I will be sending a Discord message to all the players at the top of the hour to get started, and then we'll be off. And this is something that I hope people really enjoy. It's something that I think I've seen done in a lot of other games, and it's helped the scene. And I think it's something that maybe is a bit unique to Hitman, but maybe very needed.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, we need to get more people running Trilogy. We absolutely need to get more people running Trilogy. So this is definitely a great way to get that going.
Okay, and just under 15 seconds until we're starting. Getting that message primed to send to everybody. And here we go. We are underway. We
It's go
are
time.
underway. Let's go, everyone. And so I'm a bit interested to see exactly what we will get on Paris for everyone. We see everybody loading in.
I would probably expect at least the
Yeah,
is it the 35-second strat? I would at least expect that.
yeah,
But
that does seem like the speedier option. I know Zebulaus dropped a tutorial to make it as consistent as possible the other day. I think 45 is still viable if you're just trying to get out of Paris fast, but the 35 is generally, I think, not a huge difference. And we see Danny successfully get the bomb,
he
but
goes
not
for
the
the
shot.
yeah, goes for the 29. That's what we want to see though. The
Yeah,
Luke here, of course, is getting going here with the 45, 46, 7 strat here.
yeah, and it looks like Vezarith is going to be the first out with a 32. Nothing
32,
crazy
that's
there.
really solid.
We know
Really solid.
how insane of a player Vezarith is, and it looks like Luke is going to get out with a 45 right after.
Yeah,
And
Luke also gets going here and is moving on to Sapienza.
so we have Luke, Vezarith both going to Sapienza right now. Scruffy is running a fast train. I'm just kidding. We know exactly what they're doing. They're getting the NPC clipping, which can be a very vital part to a trilogy run. And when you've got over 3 hours, hey, it's not a rush for time. I will say Scruffy definitely reset the level a little early there. Vezarith going for a very consistent tower strat for them with their order that they shoot the body shots. And, Vezarith seems to have a very high level of mechanical consistency, which I think really makes them a very special player.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And we see Vezarith running through the courtyard. Franny not moving until very late, though. That is far from optimal for Vezarith. Luke moving down the staircase, same pace that Vezarith had, going quite well. This could be tragic for Vezarith, though, if this is an NTK, which I have to imagine it would be.
Oh, well, it
What?
shoots down the shandy there, though, and keeps going. So, I don't know what time he can get here, but if he gets a 120, I mean, there's no reason to not keep going.
Yeah, I assume he'll finish strong here. A very slow Franny. A lot of the time you'll see an NTK that late. Not unheard of to not get one. Oh, and he just barely avoids the panic from the Gardeners as well. Oh, that's so well done. Goes with the sniper propane as well. Very safe, very well done.
I guess it's safe to assume. Oh, he missed. Oh, there's the rip. That's unfortunate.
There's a rip for Vezarith. Wow.
Just about to say, as he dropped the muffin, I was just about to say it's time for Marrakesh, but I guess we're back to Paris now.
And
but the other players are getting going in Sapi here. Luke gets the muffin drop and is now down in the basement or the lab here to shoot the virus. So,
yeah. Oh, and Hulk falls. Luke and Vezarith both with decent Sapienzas, and they both just fail it at the last second when you thought surely they'd be headed to Marrakesh.
Yeah, and I see here that Scruffy actually has a 30-second Paris going on here, so that's really, really good. So both him and Danny now gets going in Sapienza, and hopefully we'll see a Marrakesh soon.
Yeah, and it's quite funny how we've just instantly seen the tables rearrange, and we've gone from Vezarith and Luke looking ahead, very comfortable on Sappy, to the instant reset, and now we've got Danny and Scruffy tearing through Sappy. Oh, and another subpar cliff slide. Oh, this is rough.
Can he get the virus shot? Will he do it or will he reset?
It looks like he'll take the slow option. It is going to be in the 130s even if he gets it fast. This is a tough one to accept, but...
Goes probably for the statical here or...
Yeah, the stalactite. And that'll probably be mid-140s, I'm guessing. Maybe high. And I can offer this. I did speak to Danny and Scruffy before the event. Both would like to run a full trilogy regardless of resets, just to get a time early so they're not stressed about finishing a run. So that is very possible we see that.
Yeah, what you're mentioning there is something I was certainly was curious about. Will we see players just go no matter what, or will we see players constantly reset if they rip? I mean, no matter what, I mean, it's possible to get really, really good times if you get a couple rips here and there. But no matter what, I really hope we at least see some runs get through here,
Mm-hmm.
even though there's some rips.
And it appears that Danny will be doing the slightly slower low 30 variety of the Marrakesh. I do believe it's a bit safer, a bit lower maintenance, but, you know, is a slightly slower option. I think we'll see Scruffy go for the 26. Scruffy with a really strong start here.
Ooh.
Oh, this is quite well done from Scruffy. Oh, this is perfect. This is a great start.
Very confident approach here from Scruffy.
Oh, and an unfortunate rip by the guy in that tent. Don't know his name, but he's ripped hundreds of my runs. And Scruffy with a 26 Marrakesh. This is
That's
some
phenomenal.
good stuff.
Now Bangkok, and I don't know. Let's can we just take Bangkok for granted and say
Yes,
it's
we
already
can. We can.
yeah,
The
we
class
ended
of
up.
player Scruffy is the class of player all these guys are. Bangkok should be a formality. It's just it could be. It's an interesting place where you can go a little risky to save a couple seconds if you want to really get a fast Bangkok.
Yeah. Of course, I know that there's some RNG on the cuts in here. I don't know. You probably know if this is a fast or slow
Yeah,
Jordan.
so that was a fast Jordan. You can, if you know when to exit the cutscene right, get pretty fast times with either cycle. Honestly, you could actually, I think, generally get a little faster with a late Jordan just because Ken's further along on his cycle. But there's a 116 Sapienza for Vezlaye, so Vezlaye also sort of matching that pace that Scruffy has, just a map behind. And this will be interesting.
Welcome to Bangkok, 47.
Still wait a little bit for Jordan here.
Scruffy with an interesting order of those shots. Typically, I think you see the Jordan Panic shots get taken first. I'm sure it will work. Just a different order than I'm used to seeing. And yeah, this should be perfect. A bit slow at the 30 mark, but it gets the job done.
That's what's most important, and we got our first run to Colorado here.
Yep.
Could we actually get a really good season? Could we actually get a really good season 1 run from Scruffy?
It looks
That's
like
actually...
if Vez can get through this Marrakesh right here, which it looks like he's going to as well, we could have 2 really, really strong runs going, and it looks like we will. Another 26 Marrakesh.
Wow, phenomenal there from Vez.
Danny about to have both kills on Bangkok. It looks like, and yeah, there we go, a 29, so slightly faster, but again, that Sapienza was really a problem. Luke
Clean there from Scruffy
on
shooting.
Paris. Just that unfortunate rip when Luke was comfortably the furthest through their first run. That is very unfortunate. I gotta imagine that is one of the most demoralizing rips in the trilogy. In my personal opinion, that disappointment when you get the when you just fall off when you're taking that for granted is just such a shame. Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, another
what a shame for
reset.
Danny
Gets all 4. Oh, no,
Scruffy.
Scruffy missed the breacher, the breacher there on Ursra. That's so disappointing, and he decides to actually restart in its entirety
Wow! From Scruffy, that's particularly interesting. That was a really solid run. I know that's not a great reset to take, but I did expect that they would continue running it. Danny running the
for a trilogy, I mean, 50-second time loss in Colo is definitely
it's
worth
not
keep ongoing, but of course not optimal.
Not optimal, but I did expect to see them going. Danny going with the generally what I believe to be a very safe option in terms of Colorado, and they should be out here at just about a minute 1. Minute 2 actually.
Yeah. So he's 4:49 now going into Hokkaido. That's a solid time. So let's see if he can keep this one going. And of course, Vez here now in Colorado. Let's see what he's going for here.
And Vez sort of taken Scruffy's place in the in game time lead, very much in almost the exact same spot Scruffy was with in terms of the very good pace. The so Vezarith also going for this fast Colorado. I've heard Vezarith and Scruffy have always said that this Colorado is relatively consistent for them. Obviously not as safe of an option as the 1 minute, but you are saving the time, which is, for players as fast as them, preferable.
For me, it certainly looks consistent. It was just really unfortunate. Scruffy there looked like he triggered the breaching charge a bit too early.
Oh, and Danny resets on Hokkaido.
Oh, he even went with the magnesium pouch Hokkaido there, but he keeps on going. He keeps on going. That's definitely enjoyable. That means we'll most likely see something else than only season 1 here pretty soon. So that's hype.
And we've got Vezarith. Great pace here.
Wow.
This is a great run from Vezarith so far.
Is Vezarith going for this is world record?
Yeah, this could very well
really good
be world record season 1 if I'm not mistaken. What is the current season 1 pro world record? I'm gonna try and
4:30, I think, in that range.
Speedrun.com. Let me go check just to verify that. But yeah, this is a very, very, very fast Hokkaido. Luke getting out of Paris. Danny getting out of Hokkaido. Scruffy resetting on Sapienza.
Yeah, 6:05 time here for Danny. That means it's still possibilities here to have a run that gets faster than 25 minutes. So there's definitely
Season
really
1 Sasso world record is Moody with a 4:12. This could be very close, but I think Vezarith should beat this. I think this should be world record, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's see here when he gets the numbers on the screen.
Oh, and he just misses it by 2 seconds.
Behind.
What a season 1 though.
If he went with the fast, with the bomb launch Hokkaido there. Oh.
Yeah, and I can't. I believe he got a 39 Hokkaido, correct? So even if he would have gotten a 38, it would have been 1 second short. But yeah, with a bomb launch, that would have easily been world record. Obviously not what Vezarith is going for, though. They're focused on the prize of Trilogy.
Certainly. That there looks confident as he goes into Hawke's Bay, and should be clean running through here now, and should be expecting Miami. Danibuta looks to be heading to Miami.
Yeah.
About half a minute before Ves here.
Yeah, and Luke just got the the Franny kill on Sapienza. Generally regarded as the more troublesome kill, but with what we've seen today, who knows, to be honest. We've seen some trouble had with that Cliff and the Silvio sequence.
Yeah, certainly.
And now Luke with the all-important Silvio kill, a great propane throw. This should be fine if he can just get a good cliff slide, and he's going to play it safe. He's still got solid pace here. Oh, and he bumps the stalactite. Oh, and he
almost.
Oh, no.
Is he stuck?
Another
drowning
that's
47 there,
heartbreaking.
unfortunately.
I hate the stalactite reset so much.
I've never tried that route before myself, but once I'm gonna get going with that route, I'm definitely not looking forward to dropping down that place. It really looks like
it's
a place that can be.
It's quite tricky. It's not once you're used to it. It's definitely a type of situation where I think it's very muscle memory influenced. But it's not particularly difficult. It's just tricky, and if you mess up even a little bit, it just kills you. Like you just have to reset a whole run. And you're only on Sapienza, but at the end of Sapienza, when it's such a long route compared to the Molotov one, it's not optimal. And now, yeah, we have Danny looking like they're gonna have a solid Miami, all on whether this body gets found, though. Really. And Vezarith waiting in the Miami cutscene.
he will get like a 28 here in Miami, which of course is
28?
the fastest Miami, but still, we're in Santa Fortuna.
And
That's always exciting.
yeah, Santa Fortuna. It looks like we could have two. I don't want to jinx Vezarith, but I know they generally are pretty comfortable on Miami. They did say they had a bit of a weird experience with an NTK Sierra when their game wasn't loading everything quickly enough, but that's not a problem there. You see the green guns. This should be quite a speedy Miami. This could be a
Yeah,
23.
get the bullets distractions there about 5 seconds earlier than Danny, so this should be a 23.
Well done. Well done.
Very, very solid. Very solid, and if I'm not mistaken, Vess is completely clean so far. So
Yeah, this is the type run that you really know Vezarith can put together. We've seen all the individual level runs, the seasonal runs, the trilogy runs. You know, it's why Vezarith, I think, is, I can say this very safely, generally regarded as one of the best players to have touched this game recently. And we're seeing a very good start.
I guess I have to say that Vess probably is the one I would consider as the favorite here, based on what I know and the players I know of this game. I mean, he's the one who had a 20. It was a 21:32, I think. If I'm
Yes,
not
yeah,
mistaken.
it was a 21:30 something, and the run was, I'm not kidding, had 2+ minutes of resets. He was very disappointed with it. He left the run unlisted.
Yeah, I know.
And I know.
It
Oh,
appeared
sorry.
on Speedrun this week, if I'm not mistaken, and
It was.
I saw it earlier this week, and he
He,
ripped in Dubai, Dartmoor, and he ripped on train.
he ripped on
That's
train.
actually,
It was a tragic season 3 when he's, generally very confident in his ability on season 3. Not his favorite season, if I remember correctly, but he's run it quite a bit. I've gotten a lot of help from him in that regard, since season 3's given me some trouble. Danny doing a very risky exit on Santa Fortuna. God, that scares me, but he's going to get out a little quicker for it. Should be a 124.
good pace from Danny as well there, 124.
Yeah, and we should see Vezarith doing pretty much the same thing about a minute later.
Are we gonna get any trouble with David now? That's always funny. We had Mumbai.
Yeah.
Is David gonna fall? Is David gonna die when he falls? That's
Yeah,
always
this
what
is
I'm looking forward to.
I heard in the group chat with the players there was a lot of concern about Dawood Mumbai being a map that can take a lot of time off your total with just one minor rip. And you do hate to see Scruffy and Luke just very much bouncing back between Paris and Sapienza right now, but we are literally 18 minutes into what will be a 3+ hour event. They have plenty of time to bounce back, continue, get some good runs going.
Yeah.
And it's you don't have to be where Danny and Vezarith are in a run this early. It's just good for them, especially Vezarith, to have a run this quick.
Yeah, and definitely. It would be really fun if someone could really within the first hour maybe here set a really decent pace. Like if Danny or Veseret here is able to pull off like a sub 25, that would be really awesome. Something a really high bar to set
Yeah,
there
exactly.
for all the players to see if they can actually follow that up for the rest of the hours there.
Yeah, exactly. Having such like a wow, Danny is a hell of a player. That's crazy. He no scopes with the sniper to distract that NPC so that he doesn't waste half a second.
This is what we're here for. They would die.
Oh, I think that's well done.
Ooh, yeah, that's green guns. That's green
Looks
guns.
like that should be good with a 114 as well.
Danny.
Quite fast.
Really good. And now Vess here in Mumbai. Is he able to follow up on Danny here?
Oh, what is that? Is that third shot Vezarith did a distraction shot so that NPC doesn't see you shoot Vanya? Wow, I've never seen that. That's useful. I don't have that problem a lot, but it definitely makes you feel a bit safer doing this.
Creek, Vermont. On the surface, a picture perfect suburban dream.
And Scruffy, I've just realized, must have fallen off the cliff again. and just barely
Seems
gets
like
the virus
definitely
shot.
seems like Scruffy is sick of being stuck in Sapienza here now.
But not all.
Gets to Marrakesh.
Janus's
Yeah, and
uncles
we gotta
were
hope for the
powerful.
same for Luke, also loading into Sapienza. Hopefully they can get out as well. Yep. This is a crucial moment for Vezareth. I don't think they've historically had many issues on Mumbai.
Finally,
God.
an end.
Oh my God, he's there so early.
Death feels like
He's
that was
there so early. I think it's a slow Dawood, but still.
Yeah, that. Oh, he
close
missed.
now.
Did he miss the Dawood
This
there?
should
No,
still
Dawood
work.
won.
Oh, I
yeah,
was
yeah.
I was
Very
worried for a second that we'd get a bit of an odd NPC movement, but he is good. It stays green. 117, but Vezareth won't care. Still no
Yeah,
resets.
unfortunate. There was just unfortunate there with a really slow Dawood.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really clean so far by Vezareth, that has to be said.
Yeah, this is quite a good run, and I've got to say, actually, since Hokkaido, and this is what I wanted to say about Danny. Danny is a bit of a Season 2 merchant. I consider myself to be a bit of a Season 2 merchant. I think it's my strongest season. But Danny, since Hokkaido, is, if I'm correct, resetless, and also maybe faster than Vezareth Season 2 so far. Danny, if
Yeah, I
without those
missed,
mistakes, Season 1 would be on a ridiculous pace. And I know you can't take those away, but they're in the middle of a solid run as well.
Yeah, except from
110! Whittleton, this is a really
110
strong
level.
Season 2.
Super solid. I mean, except from Miami, I think.
Oh,
Danny is
yeah,
actually
yeah, the
faster than
28.
Vess. Yeah, Danny is faster than Vess, I think, on all Season 2 maps so far.
Oh, Vezareth had a Santa Fortuna reset that we didn't notice.
He did.
That is
After,
interesting. It
like,
must have been a
4
short
seconds.
one.
Yeah, I must have probably missed, or it looks.
It looks like a
when I
very
see
small one,
130
though.
I probably missed his Santa Fortuna, but when I see a 132, I assume he might have gone
Yeah.
for the Seeker strat, but most likely he missed.
Yeah,
He failed the Andrea kill.
exactly. I'm going to say I think he failed the Andrea, got a 4 to 6 second reset, and then just got it next try. But yeah, yeah, Tally, if you want to mod Katie as well, that would be good. But yeah, this should be, this is still really impressive stuff. Luke, looking like, I don't want to jinx him again. He's got another chance to get out of Sappy. Scruffy somehow also back in Sapienza. I know they'll both be really disappointed with this start. I wish I could tell them that there's still plenty of time left, and hopefully they'll be able to, consolidate in their minds and realize that.
But Vess looks to be matching Danny's pace in.
Yep,
he
another
even has to
110.
wait
Oh
at the
my
exit there.
God, that is disgusting. Waiting
That is
at the Whittleton exit so you can get a 110. That's, oh my God. I
he
didn't even.
He had to wait because he was there before the exit.
That's
showed up.
unreal. I've never seen. That's crazy. God, Vezareth leaves me speechless sometimes.
Yeah, I have to say. The level he's been showing so far is absolutely almost in a class of its own.
Yeah, and it's you can tell it's going to be a task for these players, as great as they are, to match someone in like Vezareth in terms of the pace they have here. It's just so consistent for them, it feels. And oh my God, they're going for this scale. I'm going to lose my mind. This is making me sick.
Ooh, Danny has a reset now in scale as well. That's unfortunate.
Oh, wow. That is
I don't know
unfortunate.
if he missed the, so he shoots in there to lock her down.
Yeah.
Of course, that leads to a bit lower lockdown than when you shoot through the window, but it's very safe. Should be very safe. But yeah, he actually shoots through the window there as well. I guess have to pray that Sophia goes in the right direction here.
Okay, and Luke resetting on Marrakesh again, unfortunately. Scruffy back to Paris, just to update you guys. Vezareth looking like this should be
Ooh, yeah,
a good scale and very
really
fast.
Early
Oh
here.
my God.
This can be like this is definitely a sub-minute scale here.
This could be a
really
58, 59, maybe a 1 minute because he took the time to trank, but oh my goodness,
Yeah.
101,
He's
but
through there.
he just played it safe.
Oh,
It could have been a 59 1 minute. Oh my God, Vezareth is just such an amazing player.
I mean, still no rips here.
Aside from that very small Santa Fortuna rip, that was so small
Yeah,
we
yeah,
missed it.
yeah. Forget when you rip and lose like, as we say, 6 seconds, it's like doesn't really matter, you know. But
Yeah, now Danny's
clean hit
struggling
that.
with scale. This is very unfortunate. It's one of the most, I would say, one of the, in my opinion, most frustrating maps in Season 2. Just so many
It was
weird things that can happen.
It's definitely tricky. I remember when I was running some Season 2 myself, I just went for a shooting 3 times inside the room where the chandelier is, just to have a super consistent way to make Sophia go into that room where the chandelier is, so you get that clean shot.
Katie, he absolutely will do both, and he will do both in under 250. To be clear, Katie Gray just asked if Vezlaye will be able to do New York and Haven in under 3 minutes. He will easily clear that. Just to give you a heads up, it may be sub 250. It'll be interesting. And
I mean, the perception I have is it must be like it's a 130 expected in New York and
yep, he's
120
got
or 115 in Haven.
He's got. I actually, I'd love to call the attention to what
Very
Vezlaye
curious
does here.
about. Yeah, I'm very curious about this. Oh, he goes right in there.
He
I've
does
tried
that.
this. Doesn't
I've
work for
run
me,
this
but
route
man,
too, and this is
that
a
works.
great
That
route.
works. Very nice. Very nice.
Just look at this is this has been done before, but look at the small optimizations he's made to make it faster. He shoots the wall there instead of dropping the shandy. He'll
Very
shoot through
clean.
here. That's nothing new, but watch how he just makes all of this a bit faster, a bit smoother, a bit easier. Starting
that's
with
hype. That's knowing what you're doing there, being able to just run through the camera.
yeah, and it's
So-
a very nice timing that you really do. It's not a struggle to get there all the time. He runs through this one as well, but this is the masterpiece. Just the new Emitic grenade right on the receptionist, so I can run straight out whenever I'm done. I love that part of that New York.
Takes out the camera first here.
Perfectly
Gets both
done.
guard, but has close target lockdown here. This can be scary.
Oh,
he misses the
oh
briefcase!
no!
The briefcase! Oh, he has to
Oh!
sacrifice.
Oh!
He has to sacrifice.
Oh no! Well, no.
Oh!
Hopefully, no one should
should be
investigate.
clean.
I really
Should-
doubt it. It'll be a bit
Come on.
slow, but he should be good. That was terrifying. Thank God he has the bust.
Nerves beginning to shine through here, I guess, but holy.
Yeah. Now he's gonna have to run down. He doesn't grab the bust off the desk. I would have thought he would have, but goes for the gun slide.
There's
Not
here.
optimal,
Still
but
a sub 40 though. Still
but
a sub
still
140.
sub
Very nice.
140. 138 though, a little slower than Vezlaye will be accustomed to, but still a pretty fast New York, and they'll just be happy that whole Athena sequence didn't result in a total rip.
Yeah, but as we've been kind of very much focused on Vezlaye, we see Luke.
Yeah, in the
getting through
Bangkok.
here to,
And now,
Bangkok,
yeah,
and
now into Colorado.
Scruffy very much looking like he's. Oh, that was a reset. But the Scruffy now seems to be more in the mode of resetting and resetting the mission specifically and to keep on going here.
Yeah, and you hate to call attention to it. Just very unfortunate for Danny. It does feel like one of those situations where you just get one late rip the first time you run it, and after that you just feel helpless, like you're just, oh, there's nothing I can do. What exactly is Scruffy doing here? This is interesting. This will probably not work. I cannot imagine it does. The body gets found around 27, 28 typically.
Okay.
That was a nice effort to adjust, but just an unfortunate reset. Luke doing, in my opinion, the justifiably safe Colorado here. We'll be trying to push a minute. Vezlaye going through Haven, Scruffy back on Paris, and Danny still on scale, looking like they're about to reset again. Maybe reset the whole run at this point. Tough to know, just to update on everyone. And Scruffy, do not sweat it. I believe in you, man. You got plenty of time.
Comes down. Vezlaye now just has to get this Tyson shot. Has to.
Yeah, it
Tyson
looks like
gets
they've got this
up,
lined up
nice
fine.
headshot. Nice bullet
Unnecessary
distraction.
shot there, but it works.
Yeah, I mean that extra bullet actually makes it a lot safer. You know,
It does make it safer, but I do think he was fast enough anyway that it would have been fine.
Certainly, certainly. I mean, when I've been running this, I've had so many troubles actually with the timing of throwing the kettleball. So I know what happens if the
Yeah.
guard follows her down and you shoot more than one bullet
Mhm.
at Ludmilla. It's not a situation you want to be in.
Yeah.
So very, very clean by Vest there.
Yeah, it is. It is maybe something that, mechanically you'd take for granted because it's a simple action. You're just throwing a kettleball, and then sniping and then tapping a target. But the timing, the positioning, all very important for that sequence right there. Well done again, Vezlaye in Dubai with just a
This has to
couple
be kind of like
suboptimal sequences. This is really, really great stuff. This will be a 26, maybe? Oh, my God. Oh, my
he
God.
gets out there.
This is some
14. That's so
some
far. Holy.
unbelievable stuff. Just a heads up because I didn't realize this live.
We are looking at a potential sub 20 here from Wes. So.
Yes, yeah, and also what we're looking at is a Season 2 with DLC world record by Vezlaye just now. So I think the fact that they were 2 seconds off Season 1 world record just set the Season 2 world record should give you an idea of the type run this is. This is something that maybe you could have expected, but I don't think anybody did this early, especially after the unfortunate reset early. But Vezlaye with a really good run here, just so well done. Just everything so quick, but so safe. It's just such a perfect balance. This is interesting. I've not seen that Dartmoor shot before. And he's
if you talk about through the window there, this is how I tend to
okay.
approach this battle myself.
Okay. Well, it works fine anyway, and I'm sure it does for anybody.
This looks like a rip. That's really unfortunate. If you get those guys in there and you activate attention of those guards, usually it's a rip. That's really, really unfortunate by Vest here.
Yeah.
But that shouldn't have been more than 20, 30 seconds though.
Yeah, it is. It is unfortunate, certainly. Not a run killer, not even close with the type pace Fez was on, but I know they're going to be pissed to have reset on Dartmoor again when their previous best trilogy reset in the same place, and they've told me a lot that there are a couple maps in Season 3 that have really been stopping them from getting where they want to in terms of a PB, and I know that Dartmoor is one of those. So that will be quite frustrating for Vez. Hopefully they can bounce back, get this done here.
Yeah, very clean this time on the Butler. No massive panic. It should be able to get through her and get a really clean chandelier shot as well. So yeah, 3 bullets in the door.
Panics there, yeah.
Switches to the wrong item, but it's good. He's
Still
good.
got plenty of time.
Oh yeah.
This
should be good. I'm a bit worried
yeah,
about
it'll
that
be
guard.
good, I think. That guard scared me when he started to get close to the door.
Yeah, I'm really hoping he didn't run in there. That would. But I think Wes definitely knows what he's doing there.
But Luke, as I go to him, he resets. Very unfortunate. I was just about to say Luke making some good progress. And wow, it appears Luke is going back to Paris, not happy with the Season 1. And then the reset on Hawke's Bay. Understandable, but just very unfortunate once again. Danny finally through Scale. Maybe took more time on Scale than they did with every other map with how good their run was prior.
That was, I mean, he pretty much, Bess had gone, I think it was Scale, New York, Haven, Dubai, and Dartmoor before Danny was able to get his Scale here. So, but Danny finally now in New York, so that's good to see.
And this is Vezlaye very comfortable in Berlin. Definitely not one of their more squirmy maps on Season 3. They've told me time and again they feel very comfortable with this one. It's a route they don't feel like they mess up very often. And just to reiterate how good Vezirith is mechanically, getting to the top of those stairs at 17 and then having to wait for that guard to walk is crazy. Like, it's not unheard of, but it's just to do that with the pressure on at that type of pace, going down the stairs at 36, everything about their run is just...
Let's pray for a good snail drop here. Let's just hope he can run straight through the keys and not having to take
a bit far, but it'll be fine.
But still, this should be like a 52 or 53 here, which is really, really good.
And that's quite good. Hey, that should tell you something. My PB is a 54 on that route. And I've played it a bit. Vezirith with a suboptimal throw, suboptimal first 5 seconds, and a suboptimal drop there and shots, still getting a 53. Ah, what a player.
Absolutely someone who knows what he's doing. There's no doubt about that.
Scruffy looking like they're gonna get out of Marrakesh with the slower variety 32, but it'll get them out of there. And only a 5 to 6 second difference. It's one of those where I totally understand going for the slower option. Luke looking like they'll be out of Paris as well.
Good luck, 47.
I'm curious here if Vez gets a really, really good run here. Is he just gonna sit back and become a spectator for the rest of the run?
I told Vezirith, Vezirith was on the fence about playing originally. I told him, hey, if you get a run that's like up to your standards and you're like, I don't know if I'm gonna beat that. Hey, I mean, look, you're you don't have to play the whole 3 hours. I'd love if you did, but if you just get something that you feel like, hey, that's what I'm gonna do, then hey, good for you. Vez is just an absolute beast. Maddie, don't put that in my head. Don't make me think about it. But yeah, Vezirith, really, it's crazy. Just 2.5 maps left until by far the best trilogy time ever run in this game. And we are only 37 minutes into this event.
Imogen shot.
Oh no!
Oh my god! I fucking
no!
Sorry for my cursing, but I really hate that.
No, you can curse. Doesn't matter. Oh my god! No! No!
You could just see the.
Oh no!
That one. How painful that was for Vezir with him completely stopping on the inventory screen.
Oh, what a sad reset.
It's worth maybe.
Worth going for. Only adds 2 or 3 seconds to the reset. Unfortunate. Could still easily be a world record and maybe an all-time world record. I'm not totally sure what the pace is like now. With the resets, it looks like the best possible time would still be a 2-second world record, or maybe a tied world record on his old time. 21:32.
Yeah, if we add those 50 seconds to another minute here in Chongqing, 40 seconds in Mendoza, and how fast will the train be here? 2 minutes, 10 seconds maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's what it'll be going for. 2:08 to 2:12 maybe.
So no matter what, we're looking at a really good time.
Yeah, and hopefully... Oh, no! Oh, just still in time. Still in time. He got that shot. You can tell the nerves are really starting to get to Vez. Hopefully they can lock him down. Finish strong here. They get the shot on the guard. Why is that second guard so far behind Cycle? Oh, my goodness. This is... Chongqing really throwing everything it has at Vezirith right now. And they get the Imogen shot.
Chongqing also one of those runs where you don't really have 5 seconds to waste anywhere. You have to hit everything on time. You know, if you miss anything or are late with anything, it's like there's no 5 seconds to waste. You just have to reset. So you know that really is one of those things that make Chongqing such an intense run. But Mendoza here, the 40 seconds should be really straightforward, so I don't think it shouldn't really be any resets here in Mendoza, and I fully expect us to be on train here in about a minute
Tyson Williams
or so,
eliminated.
depending on how long the cutscene and loading screens are taking.
Absolutely. And, you know, that really is an unfortunate rip, but Vezrath making up with it as much as they could on the second one. 58, hitting the boost, and getting out on time with what they will surely consider a very good... I'm just looking at Scruffy's screen at the moment. I'm not totally sure their splits are accurate right now because it says they're a minute ahead of their... I think one of the levels just didn't properly...
I mean, it's a 4:21. That's a normal time for... I mean, he probably had the personal bests maybe there on the splits, you know?
I just don't know why his live split went from -3 to like minus a minute, but I guess it's just because he had a reset on Colorado in his previous PB. Actually, I'm just realizing now that is the case now that I've just thought about it. He does have a reset in his PB.
Scruffy, of course, here goes into Season 2 with a
really good time. Absolutely. Vezrath, we're not too focused on this Mendoza, not because Vezrath still isn't on great pace, but because this is
very much by the books.
Much more of a cakewalk than it used to be.
It's just, he goes all the way over here. This opens up for 39 if he gets a good...
Should be a
slow.
four!
Oh, no! That's not a shot you miss.
Oh, no!
Oh,
these long distance snipes are going to be the end of Vezrath. This is such a shame.
So sad. Of course, we're still looking at a phenomenal pace here, but damn, those are just some of the most unfortunate rips, you know. They're I'm sure for Vez himself, they're in practice and everything, both the image and shot here, and that Dawn shot is just something he probably is so frustrated for missing now. But you know, nerves are so hard to control at times. So
they really are, even for a player as great as Vez. And those are the type things where, you know, in your head, it's like, oh, that's easy. But the only reason it's easy for you is because you've built that muscle memory to know exactly when I need to shoot and what the gap needs to be like. But the second you move an inch or get there a second early, you can all throw that off, and it can be a bit weird, and you can understand what an unbelievably slow Don. This could be a 43. 42 it actually looks like.
Yeah, but just myself there, I would never go that far right to shoot for Dawn because of the timing and everything. You get a clean shot if you just go into the bushes a bit, aim for him a bit earlier there as well.
Yeah, and so, I tend to go towards the cactus, but stay a bit further left to make it a bit safer. A 42 here though, with an unfortunate reset.
Yeah,
it now looks impossible to get a true world record if we're comparing to old times. It would not be possible to beat Moo's old trilogy. It would not be possible to beat Vez's old trilogy, but still possible to get a sub 22 if I'm not mistaken. If they get a 208 or lower.
22 flat here is definitely viable, so that would be great.
Would be an amazing time to start off with.
He gets going on train here, so let's...
Yeah,
train is always a hype run.
This is also I think Danny and Vezrath are going to be much better off maybe than the rest of them. And let's just appreciate Vezrath do this train. Just watch this. Oh, he doesn't have the NPC clip.
It's been deactivated. I mean, I remember Vez was recommending an NPC to click through that I used. If he's using that guy, because I stopped using the guy Vez recommended me to phase through to activate the glitch because he expired after half an hour. That might actually be something Vez isn't too aware of. I don't know. Maybe that's why the phase glitch isn't active anymore.
Oh, and he's gone red on train. No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
no.
But Vez had the phase glitch active earlier, I'm pretty sure. But
I think it just expired. Vezrath.
But I do think the phase glitch definitely threw him off a bit there. It would have definitely thrown me off.
It was still doable, and Vezrath has talked to us about having a bit of an issue with, as the time goes on, the phase glitch expiring was still doable, but definitely threw them off, put them a little slower, and it makes this route a bit harder. Even if it's not impossible, you want to go to the left. Yes, that is correct when you don't have the phase. Well done. Only the single bar panic. Perfect. Still set up to get a good train here if they can just finish the rest.
Extra careful
Yeah.
there.
Camel, that's not what Otto meant, I believe. Otto did mean, are they just doing a run without resetting to the beginning? Not, are they on no reset pace? And yes, Otto, he is. He has not reset since the start of the event. Vezlaye, great right here. This is well done. That's fine. The sketchiest part of this run left is going to be the left side icicle throw with no NPC equipping. By far the scariest part remaining, in my opinion.
Might go a little bit extra safe with it. Yeah, it throws it.
Oh, well done. This is
Very clean.
got a very good chance to finish here now. Oh,
Nice. We're
expertly dodged, slowed down. Great job. Great job. Got a chance for a really good train now. Pulls out the crowbar like an expert. Watching in the back, throws the soap so so that the guard investigates the shot immediately, and gets that done. Perfect. There we go. That should be a finished run almost certainly. Yep, there we go. There we go. Well done.
It's certainly follows the pace we expected here, about the 210, which is very, very, very solid here.
Yeah, very well done. And while I don't want to diminish how impressive this is, but I hope this goes to show that this route is very, very doable. This route can be used in a trilogy, and I know a lot of people didn't and still may not agree with that, but I have experimented with it a ton on controller, and I'm not half the player Vezlaye is, and I've been able to get it to 60 to 70%.
It has to be added there that when you say that you're not half the player, this is that you have to
I'm a
actually be
10th.
really good.
Yeah, I'm a 10th. I'm a 10th of the player. And I can do it. So
make this stuff look really, really easy. So big shout out to Vezlaye.
Yeah,
it's been a really great performance.
Yeah, well done.
22:58, absolutely phenomenal.
He can't. Vezlaye just said, "I'm watching this in the background and can't stop laughing whenever I rip." That's a great mindset to have. Great first run, Vezlaye. Okay. And while we have been gone, or focusing on Vezlaye rather, Luke and Scruffy have got themselves some pretty good runs. Oh my goodness. What an amazing time though, right? I have just realized that Hashashin went to go pee. So it is just me for a second. There we go.
Ever since the scandal that ruined her career.
But yeah, what an unbelievable time for Vezlaye already, and they're out of Paris again. Why not?
Yeah, they're getting going here again.
But as I was saying when you were gone, look at where Scruffy and Luke are, both on really, really good paces, both in Season 2. Different points, obviously, but they'll both be glad to be this far with minimal resetting.
Danny now in who gets this? Does he get this? Oh. So yeah, now Danny is just waiting here. And Danny, of course, also really, really decent. He's at 26. What I'm seeing there on the screen? Yeah, that's really solid. If he gets through here, of course, a sub 30 definitely looks like.
And it was
he can reach for.
To clarify, it was a 22:58 from Vezlaye. Do we know? I believe it was I think it was a 22:58. I'm almost certain.
That's correct. That's correct.
So yeah, 22:58 for Vezlaye, an unbelievably good first run. Danny on train now with the opportunity for our second sub 30 already. We're not even an hour in. And God, I don't want to talk. I don't even want to mention this because I'm sure Danny's not happy about it. But if Danny had not spent so much time on scale, this could potentially be a sub 23 as well.
Yeah. Ooh. When you actually mention it, because he was stuck in scale for like
several
3 or
minutes.
4 minutes. Yeah. So unfortunate, but of course, train here, and the other both Luke and Scruffy have finally gotten out of season 1 with some distance as well. Of course, Luke here with
Luke with the RTA Miami run, quite interesting. This won't do great in terms of IGT time, but this should be quite safe. And it's hard to imagine a reset without some really bad RNG on Robert's guards.
yeah.
I am a big fan of running this route itself. It's just a very fun route to run, especially when all the normal Miami routes are so quick and you just stick in one area for 25 seconds, you know. Okay, and there we go.
That should be
Quick couple shots here, and Luke will be out. And Scruffy had a small reset on Mumbai and Santa Fortuna. I'm sure they won't be happy about that, but still on decent pace here. And Luke going to SF with the slower Miami, but still having not reset in a while. They don't have live splits, so I can't tell you exactly what type pace they're on. Danny. Oh, no. I think Danny's reset right here. Yep. Yep.
ooh, it's unfortunate. Looks like Vess they're ripped in Marrakesh, if I'm not mistaken, and it's going all the way back.
Yep. Hey, that will happen to anybody here. That is unfortunate, but Marrakesh definitely a place where, you know, you expect to maybe see a couple rips now and then, especially when you're doing that faster strategy.
Where are we supposed to be exactly? Ukraine? Oh,
Contact! Fire! Fire! Acknowledged. I don't have visual. Where is he?
Ooh, Danny's stuck here again. It seems. Oh, a restart again. There on train.
Hmm. And Scruffy and Luke still both chugging along in Season 2, both doing well here. Oh, I fear... Did Scruffy take those shots a bit early? I'm not totally sure. No, they'll be good here. They'll be good here. Well done.
Now only seems to be 2 maps away from Season 3 are for Scruffy.
Yeah.
So that's...
But with the absolute nightmare that is Scale left, and Haven, which I know has given Scruffy a lot of trouble, he will be locked in. Scale, Haven, New York, 3. Maybe the 3 trickiest maps of the Season 2 run, if you were to think about it. So definitely a bit of a gauntlet coming up here for Scruffy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
and
both
Vezlaye misses the muffin boost. Unfortunate.
Haven and New York, of course, the longest, or the time-wise at least, the longest speedruns in Season 2, and actually some of the longest speedruns in the entire trilogy. So they're always some of the most intense. Cause, I mean, there's not only long, there's just so much you have to do as well, you know. So when there's a lot to do during the speedrun, there's even more you're even more prone to making errors. So always important to keep the focus on those those locations or those missions.
Mm-hmm. And Danny, you know, unfortunately, I would almost, and it's, you know, obviously it's not as simple as this, but you would think maybe for Danny the move here would just be to take a safer ending to this train, and then after that maybe just start from the beginning. And I do think, oh no, and this is gonna be the panic at the last second.
If he, my perception there, if he doesn't react to the bullets and just stands there with his arm crossed, he just panics the moment he sees you.
Ah,
Yeah.
interesting.
Now
I'm not
Danny
used to not panicking.
finally. Yeah, not me neither, but
I haven't seen much of that.
when I've seen other players do it, if he just stands there with his arm like in a cross there,
Like an
doesn't care until
NPC.
yeah, just like an NPC.
Which he
doesn't care
is.
about-
It's crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah, no. So that interesting to know. Vezlaye kind of doing the typical, you know, the thing that anybody who has run Trilogy experienced, the Paris to Sappy to Paris to Marrakesh to Paris bounce back right now. But hopefully they can get out of Marrakesh this time. Oh, and they're red again. What a shame. We've all experienced this. Obviously, Vezlaye is human as well. And it looks like Danny should be fine here as well if they can get this shot right, which I do think is very doable with the recent innovation from Solder to do that flick shot, which I think is very, very good, especially for PC players. On console, it's a bit time consuming, and I almost think the typical panic shots are more preferable, but on PC, works like a charm. Not super difficult either.
I never tried them, but of course I've seen them, and they.
It's
I mean, I've been mostly running train on master difficulty, so if you just run through that cart, no matter what, those other NPCs are gonna hear you. So
yeah.
it's an interesting approach, no matter what.
And we've got Scruffyy going to New York. It's Danny, who has just finished train with a 2:35, very respectable train time. Their train overall, though, and their scale are going to be the two real outliers. And, you know what, truth be told, the rest of was a very, very solid run.
Absolutely. I mean, 33 minutes is, of course, a very respectable time. I mean, if you compare it to Vez's time, 10 minutes does seem like a lot, but I mean, 33 is, of course, that would have been world record maybe a year ago or something.
Yep.
So, certainly a really, really good time.
Mm-hmm. And now we've got a real chance to focus on Scruffyy and Luke in the midst of, you know, the prime time of season 2, if you will, the where you really get it done. Luke going for the not so commonly seen anymore inside strategy, going to be running through here, get this trank, get the other one, and pick up the letter when he drops it, and he takes a while when you try and get him. But going out here, rest of this should be quite simple, and not a ton of time loss on the faster option as well.
Yeah, how will Scruffyy approach? He approaches that Matteo shot the exact same way here as Vez. Very clean, very clean. Get the data discs and moves on here.
And Luke out of Whittleton with a 120, very, very acceptable, especially in terms of that strategy. 120 is a very solid time. And Luke with some strategies that we might not see as much from the rest of the players, but getting through season 2 and season 1, to be clear, very smoothly.
Absolutely. I mean, of course, season 1 is one of those things when it's early in a speed run and it's just like you play the same missions again and again. Sometimes you just get so stuck in. And that's of course what you mentioned earlier. What we're seeing now with Vess after he has completed his run. Now he's in this just almost perpetual loop of Paris happy and San, Paris happy and San. It's one of those things once you eventually just get out of that loop, it's go time, you know. So
Yep.
that's definitely what we've been seeing for from Luke and Scruffy now for the last half an hour or so.
Absolutely. And the Scruffy looking like they're going to be able to get out of New York. No, they aren't.
Scared.
Oh no.
No. That's so unfortunate. Scruffy restarts.
Scruffy. Oh, I sent Scruffy the Emitic New York last night. But you know, that's an unfortunate reset. The old version of the same route works very much. I'm sure Scruffy made a mistake there that I didn't catch while I was looking at some of the other screens that likely caused that. I'm not totally sure what it was. But the receptionist running in there certainly not what you're used to and what you want to be happening in that type of run.
Certainly. But here we see Luke with
out.
a 105 out of a scale with a 105. Very solid.
Yep.
And now it's his turn to run New York here.
Well done,
Yeah.
47.
And that is unfortunate for Scruffy, but generally a pretty decent run. And with those resets in Season 3, it's not impossible that one of these players could put together a run with some resets that could still beat Vezlaye's time. 22:58, obviously a solid time, especially live, but not unbeatable.
Was Scruffy has lost? Did Scruffy just not? Was Scruffy just not able to face through the guard there?
I'm not sure. I was watching Vezlaye's run, actually. I didn't see. It looks like they're still making it through here,
He was
though.
able to get through there, but
Interesting.
look, I have to keep on watching if even his facing now has been deactivated.
And Luke's got a big stretch right here. New York and Haven, two of the deciding routes, really, and whether you can set a really solid time here. As late in the run as Scruffy now, actually, despite being a few maps behind a bit ago. I'd imagine that New York cutscene doing quite a bit to help Luke out there in that regard.
Certainly.
Target down. Next
Scruffy. Ooh, is his guns red?
And
Scruffy has
Vezlaye.
red.
Oh,
Has to restart New York again, and
Vezlaye, and he goes back to Paris.
he says rip to the entire run there and decides to go back to Paris. I mean, it's certainly understandable there when you lose 3 minutes in New York. Certainly
Yeah.
understandable.
And now Vezlaye seemingly just stuck in this grind that everybody who runs Trilogy will know too well. Just Paris and Sappy and Marrakesh just sending you back and forth, resets everywhere. It's a miserable sequence. Definitely not something that you like to deal with. Luke in a very important stretch here. Time to pay attention.
Even mudshotting through the door there, very clean. And
the show is just about
ooh, he causes a target lockdown in the office. This can be interesting. Can he get the guard?
No!
Guards,
Oh, patience. Just got to be a hair. Take a hair longer there. Oh, gets the side
So
KO.
unfortunate. Luke was on such a stretch now of some really solid runs without any rips here, so that
Yeah.
was so unfortunate. I mean, even in the office, because then, I mean, it's gone a minute of New York already by, and then you lose all that time. It's always so sad to rip in the office there. But Scruffy with actually a 29 Paris on this one. So
Quite nice,
that's-
yeah.
Welcome to Paris, 47.
Hope this one is one he can really get going on.
This is the red carpet.
And 1 second, I'm going to go grab some water. So if you don't mind just doing like a little 30-second solo cast.
Yeah, that's no problem. It's important to hydrate, so go and get your water, man. Yeah, Luke once again here through with the New York cutscene. His second attempt here in New York.
Well done, 47. Victor Novikov is next. Both targets are down. Great work. Now.
All right, I'm back. Wanzi, to answer your question, the reason I crouch when I take that Paris shot is because it's quicker and you're crouched whenever you lean up against the block to line yourself up. So I just don't take the extra time to stand up because I feel like there's an angle you can make it happen from crouching. But standing up, I'm sure, is also valid and also might give you a more optimal angle to the shandy. I'd have to definitely look into it. And we've got some really interesting and important time for Luke. You'd have to imagine if Luke resets here, it's probably back to the beginning. Unless they're just trying to get experience for later in the session.
And no target lockdown this time, so shouldn't be too much to worry
Yeah.
about. Clean briefcase throw.
Nice.
Shot there.
Well done.
Hopefully able to get out of the office as well and get the clean exit.
Good mud shots. Getting through here, and this should be a pretty quick one as well, actually. Oh, and they've got the bust as well. This will be a sub 140 if they get this boost right. Yeah, 138 as well, actually. So
Very
both
solid
New Yorks
upgrade.
we've seen completed today at 138, setting quite a good pace.
And Vest now is returning to Marrakesh. Is he able to get on one this time?
Yeah, Vezlaye really just beefing with Marrakesh at this point. Seems they figured out Paris and Sappy, but Marrakesh just does not want to let him through.
Ether's field lab. You made it. The virus prototype will be close by.
Oh, Huanzi, I get what you mean. I don't know. I don't think it makes much of a difference for the guard body shot, to be honest. This should be it for Vezlaye. This should be the one they get out. Yeah, there we go. Should be a 26 as well. And there we go. Vezlaye finally out of that gauntlet of the first 3 maps.
And we actually had an unfortunate rip by Luke here.
Oh, no, I didn't see. What happened?
It was only right before here where he ripped
Oh,
right
yep.
with the distraction bullet,
Yep.
so he only lost like 10 seconds, but here
Could be
he's
worse.
got through that, and let's hope he gets the Tyson bullet distractions now and is able to get through here.
Yeah, and Danny now on Marrakesh as well, doing the slightly slower option, should be able to get out here with a 33, perhaps? Yeah.
Yeah, 33 indeed. Very, very clean.
And so now we've got Danny and Vezlaye, the players who got a bit of a lead early. Then Danny's run kind of fell apart in Season 2. Vezlaye's not quite as much, but certainly not what they would have been hoping for in Season 3. Both starting to get out of that gauntlet and will be hoping to really get a run they could be proud of now.
Absolutely, absolutely. We still have almost 2 hours left here, so considering that both Danny and Vest was able to pull off that within the first hour, there are certainly reasons to expect that they can do something similar or
Oh,
even better.
Luke!
against-
Okay. Whew.
He was able
God.
to,
That
after
is
5
scary.
bullets or so, he was able to get it. That's what I'm talking about there. Like, there's a good reason why you do that extra bullet
Yeah,
distraction. So
yep.
you don't want anything to do with that.
You
guard.
always, yeah, it's always like, oh, in my head, it's like, oh, I never need the sniper distraction shot because I'll hit like the first or second body shot. And then I hip fire miss 4 wood shots, and I'm like, damn, I really wish I would have used the sniper shot. You know, it is very much worth it sometimes.
Ooh, I missed Wes's Bangkok here. He's
Yeah, got out with a 28, so very solid. Getting to Colorado and Hokkaido, definitely the places, I guess,
Both
where
targets
maybe
down.
you could see a reset. Vez very comfortable in Colorado, but didn't get the briefcase originally. Is it going to be a problem to get to the car in time? No, it's not. It's still there just in time. And well done there. And Danny right behind him.
Danny is actually right on pace. They're very, very similar here on pace at the moment.
Yep. I've loved how Danny's run it so far. Definitely they won't be, perfectly happy with the scale or the train. But I think they've done very well on most of the other maps, and I've liked that they've had that fortitude to keep going and get some more experience later. Warm up on some of these later maps, and now if they're on better pace and they get there again, they'll certainly be feeling more confident, I think.
Certainly. And if I'm not mistaken, was it only scale that Danny had?
And Danny misses the trank on the second guard. Oh, that's a shame.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, I guess Danny also had some issues on season 1 during that last
Yeah,
full run.
couple
But generally,
resets early,
I guess
I think.
it was a scale, especially there. That really,
Yeah. Scale really was a bit of an endeavor for Danny first time around. Hopefully, if they can get there again, it won't be as much of a problem. And Luke, really, it's time to focus on him at Dartmoor. This is a bit of a skill check in the run. Dartmoor, not incredibly difficult, but if you mess up,
Yeah, it's also one of those runs where you just can't waste any time. You
Yeah.
have to be where that chandelier is before 40-second mark. If you don't, it's a rip.
Yeah,
So,
any mechanical errors are going to kill the run just because it's such a tight run, especially if you're not exiting that cutscene very early. And he misses the first shot, gets the second one, though. He'll wait for the Alexa and gets it. I thought he may have shot a little too early, but well done.
ooh, he didn't
Danny
just miss.
on Colorado
it.
again. Oh, this is a shame for Danny.
Ooh, Ves
And I've just
actually
realized,
really
Vezlaye just went back to Paris. Now they're on Sapienza, but not totally sure what they ripped on. I think it must have been a Maya found 420, because I know Vezlaye has said that aside from the Maya kill, everything about that Paris is very likable, preferable for them.
Yeah, Danny does not give up here, keeps on pushing to get through Colorado.
Yeah, I really respect the mindset Danny seems to have for this event. Very, very focused on just pushing through the bad maps and salvaging good runs out of them, which I really respect.
Graves is down.
Certainly. But if he wants to get those $20 here and win the tournament, he might actually consider starting from Paris.
Yeah, now he does. We go back.
At 22:58 by Ves here.
Yeah, now we're back to Paris with Danny, and Luke is the only player outside of the first 3 maps of the trilogy.
Yeah, Luke has really found the rhythm here now, and is genuinely on a proper run here.
Yeah, and there's a lot of tension for Luke too, I think, because you've really got a situation where we don't have his live split up. We know how he's been running, but he's also done a couple strats that aren't used by some of the other runners. So it's a really interesting dynamic we have here. I'm not sure that he's going to be able to beat a 22:58, but when I say that, I genuinely mean I'm not sure. I really don't know what type of pace he's on right now.
Yeah, but the thing is, of course, Vittleton, he goes with the 120 instead of the 110. But you know, that's 10 seconds, and if you don't rip anything, you still are able. You can still beat the 23 Ves just did if you go with the strats in general that are 5 to 10 seconds slower on every single map, as long as you just run clean. And my perception of Luke here is that this is actually a really
55
really good
Berlin too. Well done. This is getting to be Luke has got a really good run on his hands out of nowhere. when it
And
seemed
he
that
goes-
he was really struggling with that gauntlet at the beginning of the event.
He goes with violin instead of muffins here though for the muffin or particle boost. So hopefully that works out for him. But,
Yeah, that is a bit sketchy. I've
there.
actually heard recently that the muffins and the crystal ball are preferable. It's doable with the violin, but it's not one of the... And he misses the drone shot. Not a huge problem. Only a 1 or 2 second reset. Not optimal, but surely, you know, as long as you can keep your head on, not the biggest problem here.
Yeah, indeed.
And there they get
But
it.
yeah, regarding the violin and such, my perception of it is, I don't know if you can call it RNG or what it is, but muffins and crystal ball, as you say, has a much higher consistency rate when it comes to actually breaking compared to the violin.
Absolutely. And Scruffy getting out of Bangkok here. I've noticed Vezlaye really, maybe not totally comfortable with the other Paris, has moved to a slightly slower version of the bomb launch, closer to a 32 to 34 type range, as opposed to the 28 to 30.
Yeah, but it's also, as we just talked about, is one of those you lose 5 seconds, but it doesn't really matter if you're able to run super clean here.
Absolutely.
But then again, Ves, of course, has already done this amazing 23-minute run today, so probably a bit more, like, careless maybe in his running now. Just like, yeah, we're just playing, if you understand what I mean.
And if Luke gets the violin boost as well, gonna get out here 59, sub-minute Chong. This is a really good run from Luke.
Absolutely, absolutely. Really wish we had some time here on screen.
Yeah, it's very tough. Rest assured, guys, I did not just leave this unattended. I contacted Luke. Luke is not on the most perfect setup that allows them to set up everything as they'd want to. But they are keeping track of time if I am aware correctly, and I will be contacting them whenever they finish a run just to get an idea of what the time was.
Yeah, as we load into Mendoza here for Luke.
Yeah, and if Luke can just get this, generally what's a very consistent Mendoza in regards to the viability, maybe not the exact time, we could see train for a potentially really good time here from Luke. All about hitting the car here. Okay, got the car. And let's make sure we don't take this shot at the wrong time, Luke. Decent speed, Don.
Well done, 47.
And he gets it. Wow, that scared me. I thought he shot late.
Of course, that angle right there can also be a bit tight. I have had many attempts where I've ended up shooting the window or the side of the window there.
And he gets out 41.
41 extremely clean here by Luke.
Wow, this is...
I want to say I'm like 100% sure that this pace is faster than the 23.
I also want to agree,
but
I'm not 100%. Yeah, I think it's very close to 23 range, but I just don't know exactly what his Season 1 times were, and I don't know exactly how those slightly slower routes will add up. But this is a very competitive time, I have to say.
We get going here in train.
Okay,
This is always the most intense run here.
Yep, and we can give our full focus to Luke on this train right here. Going outside, 25 seconds in, the earliest part, but everything right so far.
I usually have a tendency of referring to the first 3 parts of the train as the brain dead section. I've been running it so much that my brain doesn't even function. It just goes completely on autopilot. And it really starts, for me, train really begins for me when you reach that first spot where you have to use the flash.
Yeah, this middle sequence is really the, this soap part generally... kind of safe. Oh, he actually goes out there, takes the soap for later in the run. Goes out on top here. It'll be interesting to see what he does. This could be a bit closer to a 240, 250 train. Will be interesting to see how that affects the time.
He's Is he gonna shoot the guards out, or is he just gonna run?
I
Yeah,
think he
he's
can
not-
just run. Yeah, he can just run with having done that a little later. That is a benefit. Don't have to slow yourself down to do that. If he's got clipping, this should be a pretty effortless part. Just throw it to the right. If he's got to throw to the left, no, he throws to the right. Must have clipping. Yes, there we go. And here it is. This will be very interesting. If Luke can finish it here, I will be in contact to try and figure out the time.
You notice how security is getting tighter and tighter, especially around the lab end?
Just in time here to knock out this guy. Doesn't box him, so he'll probably do the buffering here. Very nice. Gets the bullet distraction.
Oh, but he doesn't get the guard to investigate immediately. It still shouldn't be too slow, but you got to be careful here. Make sure he doesn't see you. He doesn't. Drop it immediately, and this will be very, very interesting to see where this time comes out to.
This is certainly here. Should be 235, somewhere between 235 and 240. This is very, very good by Luke. First attempt on train. Very, very clean. It's absolutely phenomenal running here by Luke on the Season 2 and Season 3 at least.
236 from Luke. Well done. To have gotten a trilogy done that quickly after that start. Really impressive stuff.
Now we're actually at the point where it's only Scruffyy here who has not completed a full run.
Okay,
So,
and we do have Luke's time just a bit short of Vezlaye's. Those small resets early, as well as some of the times where you're just adding a bit of extra time, just a bit too much to have beaten Vezlaye's time, but a strong starting time for Luke of 24:28.
Wow, that's really solid. That's really, really solid. Really starting to... now the standard is really being set with these kind of times.
Mm-hmm.
Can Vest get cleanly through here?
Welcome to Bangkok, 47. Ken Morgan has booked the Queen Suite, but has yet to check in. You will find him in and around
Indeed,
the
looks like
restaurant.
it. Very good
Oddly
Colorado
enough,
here by
Scruffyy
Vez,
seems
and
deeply unaware of his presence.
we're back
Across
in
the glass
Hokkaido
is a
here.
recording studio in the Emperor's Suite.
Oh, well, that is unfortunate, but we're back.
Still,
Okay,
At
yeah.
this point, I'm certainly hoping Vez will go for the bomb launch Hokkaido. That's what I want to see.
It would be an easy. Actually, if he gets a 38, Hokkaido here, even with the traditional strat, he could tie the world record.
Is the traditional possible faster than 39 though?
Yes, certainly. If you get it perfectly, in terms of like trilogy
doing it.
replicability,
He is
you can get a
doing
38. Yeah.
But he is changing his loadout here.
Oh! Oh, he heard you.
Maybe he did. Maybe he did.
Oh, I can't wait. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting. And yeah, I've just gotten Luke's splits sent to me. The very, very, very unfortunate reality of the split is that without the resets on SF, which was a 12-second reset, and Bank, which was a nearly 120 reset, he could have beaten Vezlaye's time. It wasn't out of the range of possibility, even with it. And oh my God, Vezlaye just did it. First try and set the world record for Season 1 with a 33.
We get a 4, and we get a 7 in there. That's when we're playing Hitman. We'd love to see the number 47. So yeah, that's a beautiful run there by Vez.
Wow.
great,
Wow.
down. Excellent
Seeing
work.
some really impressive stuff. And although Luke and Vezlaye will be most happy with their performances so far, Scruffyy getting out of Colorado, Danny still having a lot of trouble with that sequence on Sean.
335 here now, Scruffyy heading into Hokkaido.
Yeah, and
Of
imagine.
course, he had a 4 minute and 21 earlier on the run he really got going on. So we fully expect something similar here when Scruffy gets into Season 2.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I didn't exactly notice his loadout, but yeah, he goes with the
I totally understand.
magnesium pouch run here.
That is. I cannot explain how unbelievably impressive that is from Vezlaye. That is crazy. Not only to just set the Season 1 and Season 2 world records in this event, but to do the Season 1 world record without planning it and spontaneously switching to the bomb launch seconds before running it. That is...
He had decided he was gonna go with the flash or a magnesium pouch strat here, but in the middle of the cutscene he was like, nah, let's do the bomb launch. I have so much respect for that.
Yep, yep. And Scruffy on Hawks now. You love to see that. Danny also about to get out of Colorado. This is great to see from those two as well. And we've really got some runs going now. 2 in Season 2. Danny very close.
I think we're definitely starting to see the players here really have found their rhythm and are getting going here. Seeing some genuine attempts. Now just let's hope this is the run where Scruffy
and he
does this and he doesn't rip.
He knocks him out and he's still fine. Surely not part of the plan, but he gets through.
I thought there was some guards on the left there that could spot that guy, but okay. Let's go.
If that works, some good improvisation from Scruffy.
That's what we love to see. Clutch. Small clutch stuff.
Those micro decisions that you can make in the moment when something changes, when something's a little different than what you expect it to be, and then he drops the duck just slightly too late. Oh no!
Danny just throws that magnesium pouch in Yuki's face, which unfortunately is a rip.
Yeah, that will give you a bit of a reset. Luke back to Marrakesh now, and they rip Vezlaye on Miami.
And the 80-20 rule is in effect when it comes to social.
Hits Robert. Or hits Sierra, not Robert.
Seems very much as a by the books Miami here.
Soda's down.
Yeah.
Very clean on Robert, and this is 23.
Yep, 23
once again.
Yamazaki
Very consistent at getting these Miami super fast servers.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what are you doing here?
And it looks like Danny should be out of Hokkaido at the 39.
Indeed. He also moves into Season 2 right now. So that means we have 3 players now at the same time in Season 2, which is really hype, and they're actually at the really similar places as well.
Yeah, all very close. Vezlaye will be feeling the best, having the fewest resets. Danny and Scruffy with just a couple missteps throughout, but still possible to beat that 22:58. But maybe what they need to worry about is the type run that Vezlaye could get if he gets that deep again.
Yeah. Oh, let's just hope. Oh, yeah, he gets Andrea this time, so this time it's definitely, hopefully no rips in.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully. That honestly is the most common one, though, with this route, in my opinion. Most of the rest of this is not... I don't want to say cakewalk because you can reset anything, but the easier part of the strategy.
It's like, for me, it's like as long as you just get the Rico shot somewhere between 31 and 33, everything should just be by the books in the Santa Fortuna.
Yeah.
So just make sure you do everything correct and you shouldn't rip. Just like Vester's 3 very clean bullets, luring the guards out of the way, and his timing is indeed very, very good here. Or Jorge.
Okay, and Danny's out of Hawks as well. Danny, we can see actually for the first time 2 runners on the same level, similar times. Danny with 22 seconds of resets, perhaps extra on Scruffy, which is putting them a bit behind, but both respectable times that if they keep it together could easily beat a 22:55. The problem is so could Vez. Vezarith gets out of SF. Oh, no. Scruffy was looking at the wrong windows for the Robert shot.
The innovation race
It's
is
unfortunate
the
there by
last day,
Scruffy.
and it is down to the wire.
I mean, that was such a clean season 1 by Scruffy so far this run. So, I mean, I know he's been running Hawks Bay a lot lately, setting some really good world records in Hawks Bay. So, I mean,
Yeah, 111 overall, which is crazy.
yeah, ripping in Hawks Bay for him must be really frustrating, I would assume. So, especially after having had such a clean season 1 on this attempt.
Moses Lee, CEO of Kowloon, has taken a dominant lead and looks invincible.
But Vest certainly here is just cruising along now in Mumbai here. Yeah, I didn't notice that. I can recall you mentioned that extra distraction bullet Vest did in Mumbai. Last time he was here, Sianko.
Yeah.
I noticed it now. That's actually a very,
It is quite nice, right?
very, very nice distraction bullet.
Yeah, it's not always needed, but it definitely takes a bit of the stress off when you get that guy whooshing you for that Vanya kill. It always makes you tense up a bit, be a bit careful.
You have to wait for Vanya no matter what, so you're not wasting any time by doing that extra bullet. So if you can do if you can do anything to just deactivate the RNG, do it. So that's certainly a very, very nice play there by Vez.
Yeah, and Vez is very, very good at sort of understanding the limitations and caps in cycles and making optimizations within those, and having the mechanics to almost always execute on those. Though it does appear Vez is sitting in the inventory, just got out now.
Now it's the Daywood kill again. It's like I myself have so many issues with this Daywood kill. I just can never get it consistent. So, but the players here today have really it seems to work very well for them. Not gonna spoke too soon.
Oh, Vezarith reset on Dawood.
Yeah, I had to jinx
it. And it's such a big reset. You can tell it hurts. Vezarith going all the way back to Paris, and that's what I was saying earlier. Is that's one of the most painful resets in the trilogy, truly, because it's not a mechanical error. Sometimes it feels out of your control. Most of the time, it's just because of a slight inaccuracy in your actions at that kill.
Yeah, I mean, it's so hard to. It's one of those. To be honest, with David, they would kill you. I honestly wish we had like a tool assist that could just like. You take one attempt where you do they would run perfectly and how it's supposed to be done, and then just run that and see if you just do it. Just run that task like 100 times. Does he die 100 times? Does he fall 100 times? Does it happen every time? Because as you say, I'm not sure. Is it my human errors or is it just a game that RNGs me to pieces every single time?
Yeah, and I am in such agreement. In fact, in regards to that TAS task statement you made, I have talked to Stock a bit about that in terms of like wanting something like that in Hitman so badly, because there are so many things that are considered RNG, and I personally think some of them are, but I also think some of them aren't. And to just have a way to definitively prove which things are and aren't copium, would be so useful. Two places that I'd love to use it are that Dawood kill. I'd love to use it on like the fast train double bar panic shots and see if you can get that 100% consistent. Like, I think there's a lot of, progressions and innovations that could be made easier with something like that.
I think you mentioned Seb's video on Paris, and do you know the 29-second run and how he posted a video on how to make that 29 Paris work consistently, and that's the kind of things I really appreciate. One of those things that prove that everyone thinks that shot is very much RNG, and here you have kind of the obvious video proof
Yeah.
that, you know what, be super consistent with your shots and it's gonna work. It's human error, and that's the kind of thing we need to understand the limits of this game.
Yeah, I think that's beautifully put. I think that's really beautifully put because there's a lot of things that are not, impossible, but it's impossible to be consistent 100% of the time. And a lot of the times, just with humans, you're not going to be able to recognize those micro actions or movements or decisions that caused a reset because something just went ever so slightly wrong. And
Exactly.
so it's I think that's well I think that's very well put there. And Scruffy gonna get out of Mumbai with a 112. Oh, that's pretty.
Beautiful. Gets going here in now back to Whittleton for him. And Vess is back in the perpetual Paris Sapienza loop.
Oh,
Where
and Danny's
we
power just went out.
Oh. Complete power outage there for
I'm
Danny.
gonna
That's-
communicate with Danny, try and clarify what his situation is, but that's very unfortunate.
Yeah. You're just gonna have to give me like 30 seconds there.
Of course.
I'll be right back.
Oh, wow. Jesus Christ, wait. Vez is doing the freaking duck sappy. Oh, that's unfortunate. Ah, that is sad. If you didn't see, Vez went for the sub-minute proxy duck sappy and had it, but missed the brick boost.
Oh.
Yeah, very unfortunate.
That's
Back to
unfortunate.
Paris.
Wow. But now Vess definitely wants to push it even further, and that's something that we want to see here. Yeah, Scruffy here gets cleanly through Whittleton at least, and now back to Gale for him.
Okay, and Danny says their power is back. Not totally sure how stable it is, but I believe they're trying to get back online as we speak. Very, very unfortunate for Danny. Gotta hope that doesn't happen again, but that is very unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, of course loses a bit of time here. I don't recall exactly where Danny was when his power just went out, but I think he was on a relatively decent run there, if I'm not mistaken.
All right. And, yeah, we've got... Scruffy on Scale. Vezlaye's still on Paris. And Luke trying to push through Sappy.
Ether's field lab. You made it. The virus prototype will be close.
How much time is left? We are going for another hour and 22 minutes, Fanium. Plus any run. Oops, sorry. Plus any run that is started within that 3-hour window can continue until it dies. But yes, as you said, Scruffy with an unfortunate scale reset. I know they'll be very frustrated with that. And Scruffy gets the first kill. Wow. Such a slow Sophia. Oh my god, that's miserable. What is she doing?
Did he do the 3 bullet distractions from the starting spot? I didn't.
I don't think he did, but I wasn't paying enough attention to totally know. That is a bizarrely slow.
Because I know if you
Sophia.
do those 3 bullet distractions at the beginning, Sophia can be incredibly slow at times. But
Man.
yeah, still a 1:11 here, which is a respectable time.
And now he is back to New York, the place that killed his run last time. And Danny is back. We love to see that.
Back and booting up his game. I don't remember where he was in the run, but I guess he should be allowed to keep going, right? Or has to actually.
Honestly, I'm not totally sure. I expect him to restart, though, because if I remember, he was early Season 2 with a few resets, so I'm not totally sure. God, these sappy boosts are just beating Vezlaye's ass right now. Like, Vezlaye is such an amazing player, but this sappy stare boost is just miserable for him right now.
Scruffy here, back in New York. For it's the second run he's back in New York, so I mean, hopefully this is the run he completes.
Good luck, 47. Well done.
How a muffin broke Hitman's fastest speedrunner. Agent 420 with maybe the best comment we've seen today.
That was actually a really nice comment. I like that. I like that little reference.
That's the first backup. Welcome to House. Data is secured. The show is just about to start. This is
And Scruffy going through New York. I didn't see. Did they reset, or are they sat through that minute-long cutscene, and that's what's throwing me off? I think they get.
That indeed is what it was. That minute-long cutscene is always my excuse to take a little break and do some random stuff while I play it.
Yeah, one of the longer ones you'll ever sit through in Trilogy. And Scruffy with a solid start to New York, the much safer, slightly slower mid-run, shooting the camera out, not emiticking that guy, shooting the second camera out as well, but still getting on good pace, should be able to finish with a good Marrakesh time if they can get through this part.
Oh, he shoots her in the chair. Oh, that was not the smartest idea, but he
gets lucky. Gets very lucky. Oh, there are times when you will just not be able to grab it for 30 seconds when you do that.
Especially when you try to be fast, you just get more and more stressed. But yeah, Scruffy.
But Scruffy with the 134!
134 actually. Very, very good there by Scruffy.
Good stuff.
And
Luke out of Whittleton, I believe.
Didn't. Scruffy killed his run in New York, so this is his first to Haven today. So this is let's hope we finally get to see some Season 3 here from Scruffy.
Also, and to correct myself, Luke was not out of Whittleton, out of Colorado. 102 makes much more sense now that I have corrected myself. But yeah, Scruffy on their best run of the day for sure.
Both targets are down. So, that's Stephen Bradley taken care of. Well done. 2 targets remaining. Soda's down. To be honest, I'm not sure what to do about this one. Well, it's for another time. Yamazaki awaits.
Okay. Luke at the most pivotal part of Hokkaido. Getting about 10 frames per second, but that is enough to see that they got out of Hokkaido at 39, I believe. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, a very, very clean
If
season
I'm
one.
not mistaken, yeah, this should be have been a clean season 1.
Scruffy must have reset. Oh. That's a shame. I know Scruffy is not a fan of Haven, one of their least favorite maps in the trilogy.
I have also this strat right here is it's really nerve-wracking. I find it at least very nerve-wracking personally. These 2 shots right there, making sure that they hit that spot that distract those guards, and such an intense run, and especially getting the briefcase throw correctly in front of Ludmilla as well can also be such a frustrating thing if she just like doesn't decide to go into the water.
And that briefcase throw is like such a big like really barrier to like the end of the run really. And the only way to get comfortable with that sequence is to really just do it so many times that it's second nature, and you just intuitively know how far ahead and how high you need to arc the shot. Scruffy looking like this will be it, but they missed the Tyson shot. Can they still get this in time? They should be fine, I believe.
This looks good. This looks good indeed.
And no hunted towards the end. Yeah, 122.
To get into season 3 here.
.420 says, I hope Luke has local recording. Yeah, me too. But also, you know, for the purposes of this, I just want it to be seen by y'all. I am not going to, if he gets the best time, I'm not going to go analyze his VOD and make sure that, like, he did not pull one over on me. And if there's like a 10-second, like, I think we're observing it well enough. I know he's you know, playing by the rules despite only having 10 frames.
Very clean Dubai here by Scruffy. Now he's moving on to Dartmoor. And pace is also looking relatively good, if I'm not mistaken. Here is 17 minutes, and it shouldn't be much more than what is maybe. Can he beat Vess here? I can actually beat Vess here with the pace that he's on Scruffy, but he has to run clean.
Yeah, this is a big moment for Scruffy. Definitely got the pace if they can run a clean Season 3. There's no doubt about it, but running the clean Season 3 is maybe going to be the tough part. Bit of an improvisation there to get the panic shot on that guard still. They should be fine. The body shot right here to panic them. And now they'll just be running towards the really time-sensitive area.
That's a token for a vault. Welcome to Bangkok, 47. London Bank. Ken Morgan has booked the Queen Suite, and you gain access, no questions. You will find him in and around the.
Damn, a way too dank moment from Diana right there. Getting Scruffy and Danny's Diana's talking at the same time. But yeah, Scruffy with a good Dartmoor so far.
This should be one last bullet distraction and one over there, and he should be clean out here in about 1 minute on Dartmoor, which is a respectable pace. Absolutely respectable pace here.
Yeah, no, this is good stuff. This is really good stuff. And I really hope Scruffy can hold it together here. This is the area where we start to saw Vez have some trouble later in the run. So many sniper kills going on right now. Vezlaye and Danny really populating the stream with the noise of that sniper. And Vez goes red.
I'm actually sitting here not hearing it, so I'm just watching the gameplay here.
Oh, Vezlaye.
Oh, Scruffy with the rip in
Oh,
Berlin.
it's Scruffy rips Berlin.
Wasn't able to close the door behind him. That's so unfortunate.
That's such a shame.
Yeah, it's one of those rips where you kind of like just shrug it off instantly because it's just 7 seconds lost, but gets the door this time though, so pace is definitely
still well under control in terms of pace. Got 5 minutes to finish these last 4 maps. And with how quick Berlin, Chongqing, and Mendoza are, definitely possible. Although getting a hair close, it will depend on the speed.
I'm also very, very much curious about the train Scruffy is gonna run here. Is he
Yeah.
gonna do something similar to Vess here?
No, see, I have told him that he's capable of running it, but I do think we're going to see a low 230s train out of Scruffy. So they will likely lose time there. It's just about, you know, how quickly they can get through, I guess, and whether they can first try it, really.
54 seconds with those 7 he got on that first attempt there in Berlin is certainly solid, and pace, yeah, 19, yeah, it's certainly. So it's 4 minutes, yeah, it's gonna be tight, it's gonna be really tight. You need like a 2:15 train or something here if he actually wants this, so.
Yeah. Oh, this may be tragically short of, Oh, and Danny resets on Colorado because his kills don't register and the exit doesn't open. That is tragic, I thought.
Server lag.
Oh.
Worst. That's so unfortunate by Danny. Especially like a level like Colorado as well. Now doing some experimentation here instead, it seems like.
It's a bit of a SA any percent run here from Danny. This is something, definitely. Interested to see. Oh, the game is asking him to do tornado shelter, and that's why he can't get out.
I have no idea, because I noticed when he started his game back up that he had to like set language and all that stuff. So I was wondering kind of why did he have to do that? But
that is unbelievable.
That makes sense that the tornado exit is something he has to do now. But this is must be so frustrating for him here.
Oh, that's
I guess we get a little bit different gameplay than only Salso here today as well.
That's just brutal. That is just brutal. And it is looking like Scruffy, if he just could run a fast train first try, could beat the time, but
the train he needs now is 120.
No, it's because he gets 40 right here, so 2043. So he would need a 214, I think.
Yeah, true.
But I don't think he has that fast train in his arsenal yet.
It might be just one of those opportunities for him to go like fuck it and just
yeah, maybe.
Because in the end, it's all about being the fastest, you know.
Oh my God, that is absolutely infuriating for Danny. Though I would just be livid with this game. I've had that happen before, and it's just absolutely infuriating. But really a shame.
Just end up going like that, pretending like you've never played it before. That's so weird.
I truly have no idea, and it's such a shame. Meanwhile, Vezlaye conquering his lifelong enemy of Sapienza and that cliff slide with the muffin boost. Finally getting through there again. We love to see it. Scruffy on train.
Scruffy on train.
Okay, so it does appear we're going to get a traditional train. Will be interesting to see how fast. 206 easy, Stock says, yeah.
We saw with Luke earlier that it's definitely possible to get a sub 230 by taking the approach on the roof at the beginning here of train.
For
I'm
sure.
certainly curious to see where this takes Scruffy.
Yeah, if he gets this first try, this would have been awfully close. It is a type of situation where if this happens first try, you really could have seen a situation where if there was just one less small reset on one of the earlier maps, yeah, this could have been a potentially first place time.
He had a Haven where he lost 10 seconds. He had Berlin where he lost 7 seconds.
If you take those away and he gets a good enough time here, it could have been it.
Exactly. So, but it's definitely coming along here, and he's taking a good approach right here at least.
Okay.
So yeah, about half a minute here.
And this is good pace. 148 at the second fuse. Should be able to get out with a decent time. Very unfortunate that he's just barely gonna miss out that window to beat Vezlaye.
Throws the crowbar in the head there. He does. Just the one bullet.
Yeah, and he'll get the quick investigate as well. So this should be quite a fast train, just not quite fast enough, unfortunately.
Yeah, it looks like the same pace as we got from Luke here, but will be 15 seconds or so off the pace that
Oh, and we're gonna get a 230 here, I think. Yeah, maybe a 229 if he gets a quick cutscene skip, but it should be a 230, I think. 229.
29, very, very solid to Scruffy, and GG's to him for finally completing a run, and goes into second place at the moment.
Yeah, and that is very, very well done with a 23-13. Very close between Vezlaye and Scruffy. You know they could both get there. Luke had one without the resets where he would have been, very close. So this is all, it's great how close this has been. It's really been something special. But
and a big GG's to Scruffy as well. A great run by him.
Yeah, an amazing run to have gotten done, especially after, like we said, Luke and Scruffy had the really rough starts that they obviously wouldn't have been happy with, and they pushed through. They did well, and they finished. It was They got a run that I'm sure they can be proud of, which is very, very good to see. Now you just got to hope for Danny's sake that he can get one of those. It is still requiring him to go get the... So I think what he needs to go do is just go get a disguise, drag the body straight to the to downstairs.
Yeah, just have to go and get the mask now, I guess. So
but yeah, Hashashin, I've got to say, Sparklxs just told me they're ready to swap in, but I do have to say, I appreciate you joining so much. You did an amazing job. So glad to have had another caster who is as great as you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate hanging out and talking Hitman. It's always such a pleasure, and to especially just sit here and watch some of the absolute peak of Hitman excellence here. It's always such a pleasure. So thank you so much for having me on, and yeah, good luck to both you and Scruffy on the rest of the cast, man.
Yeah. Well, Scruffy isn't quite joining on the cast yet. That would be unbelievable. That would be insane if they just did hop on it. But no, I knew what you meant. Yeah, I appreciate it so much. I'm sure everybody appreciates you on the cast. You did absolutely phenomenal for what I think you said was your first time casting. Very appreciated.
Thank you so much, and I guess I'm just gonna catch you later. And yeah, good luck to all the players, and good luck to both you and Sparklxs on the rest of the cast now.
For sure, Hash. Thank you so much. See you, man.
Yeah, bye.
Hello, Sparklxs. How's it going, bud?
Hello. Yeah, I'm doing very good.
And now, guys, we've got Sparklxs on for the second half of the event, the co-cast. Luke is back after resetting his stream / GeForce. Danny is currently dealing with the most unbelievable BS I have ever seen in this game. I would be just so unbelievably livid having to deal with all this. Oh man, it just makes me so mad. This game is ridiculous sometimes.
Yeah, and it is crazy that even happened, but that is very unfortunate for him because he now has to do the Dubai as well as Colorado and Dartmoor too, which Agent 420 pointed out. But yeah, you can't really do much about it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it really is just absolutely ridiculous to be playing the game, to literally play the game every day, and then just randomly in the middle of a 2-hour session have to go do story missions in order to open objectives. You know, you just gotta love IOI. They would never ever make a game that had any faults at all.
Surely not. But yeah, Danny currently trying to go open the elevator doors. Has to go get the key card from one of the maintenance staff. Worse for that. But meanwhile, everyone else still, apart from Luke, who's gone offline again.
Danny looks
back running.
Danny has opened the elevator. I believe there's one other map.
Yeah, I think he has to do the Dartmoor story.
Yeah, the Halberd, Danny did restart the game, and it did not let him, it did not change anything. He's still got these issues, unfortunately.
Yeah, he did. So, he just has to quickly try and run through, again, unlocking everything, and then should be fine once again. Or maybe, I don't know if maybe even Berlin if he's unlucky, because obviously for Berlin you have to do the bus stop start first time. Which I don't know if you have to do that again, but I hope not.
Yeah, that would be an absolute
Berlin
nightmare.
would be an absolute nightmare.
That's the worst one. Yeah, that's the worst one by far.
I'm not sure how it's affected.
Let's see. I guess Danny is currently
needs Dartmoor. I think that's all, which should be good. I hope that's all they need.
I think I'm gonna DM Danny and say I think. I've just DM'd Danny, though, and said that all I believe he needs to do is Dartmoor. Meanwhile, though, we do have Scruffyy on Colorado, Vezlaye on Miami, and Luke back to Paris.
Yes. Vezlaye with another really solid Season 1, though, looking at the times. Because that was a 536 out of Hawks, which was a 117, so that was obviously like a high 410s.
Yeah, another
Season
great
1.
Season 1, yeah. And now
Which is
Vezlaye
up.
back to Paris.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That is the life of the speedrunner.
Yeah, season 1 and early season 2 have really just been taking it to Scruffy, Danny, and Vezlaye, really. Luke has had a bit of a weird situation where he's either been at the end of the race or at Paris, and there's almost no in between. But for the other ones, they're early. And there, yeah, Danny goes. Danny should be able to exit now after this.
Yeah, he's trying to get the new ledge drop and just gets it then.
Yeah.
And now heading out. Obviously, he has to run through the motorcycle exit because of this restart. So.
Also, I just started sharing my screen with you. I forgot that I wasn't doing that. My bad. But yeah, I'm sharing it with you now.
Fine.
You should be able to see without delay. The situation right now, Sexy Timby, is the current leader is Vezlaye with a 22:58, then Scruffy with a 23:13, then Luke with a 24:28, and then Danny is somewhere in the 28s. I'll have to go check the exact time. But the top 3 are incredibly close, all split by a minute and a half between the 3 of them.
Yeah, and now with Danny having done the Dartmoor, he should be good now. Hopefully with the unlock.
It is?
Not being there.
Sorry, Stalk just told me that Sexy Timby is Tino, and I had no idea.
Yeah, he is indeed.
That is funny. I had no clue. Tino's been following me for a while, and I just had no idea. Nice. But yeah. Scruffy to Hawks now. Vezlaye on Sappy, as is Luke. And Danny can finally start running again.
4:11 season 1, looking at the times, that is another insane lead. I think that's... Because Moose was a 4:12, wasn't it, for season 1? So even that would have beat the old season 1 world record for Scruffy.
Yeah,
So-
really. Yeah, we've
So
seen
we have
2.
got a season 1 number 1 and number 2 in this stream.
Yeah,
alone.
we have seen some incredible runs today. What a season 1 from Scruffy there. Good job calling it out. That is a hell of a time.
So yeah, if Vez didn't get that 4:07 earlier with his 22:58, that would have been the new season 1 record, which is insane. That we've now had 2 people beat the season 1 record alone, and then obviously everyone getting a faster trilogy time because, well, quite frankly, it wasn't that hard to beat. But
Yeah,
regardless, everyone's still under 30, even with Danny having those massive resets in scale.
And having to change his run 3 story missions to reset, still has a 28, and
Yeah,
has
still
been
has
playing
almost an hour
very
to
well.
try and get runs too,
Yeah.
so it's
Yeah.
not like all hope is lost either.
Absolutely not. Plenty of time left. Vezlaye still on Paris. Luke on Sappy. Danny on Paris. So the only runner we really have that's made serious progress is Scruffy, who is in the middle of potentially one of the top 2 starts in terms of pace we've seen today, and easily their best start.
Yeah, definitely. Now here's to hoping no Robert garbage or Sierra garbage, whatever.
Yeah.
Mainly probably Robert, but
Yeah, and hopefully no
regardless,
Robert
here's to hoping.
found.
It's that Miami cutscene, man. It is painful to go through multiple times. Even
Yeah.
if you said it only like a couple times.
Yeah, and that's a very early reset for
And
Scruffy, but it's an
Scruffy
avoidable
getting
one.
crime noticed, yeah. That is so unfortunate for
Luke
him.
is
Now
to
having to sit
Marrakesh.
through another Miami cutscene, of course.
A
With that
heartbreaker there.
reset.
Yeah, heartbreaker. Luke on Marrakesh. If Luke can get first try here, they've, I believe, had a reset with first 3 maps. They'll love to get out of there. I know they can do some damage if they just get out of the beginning. Gauntlet again. Yeah, and they've got the first shot back to the Razor kill. And they've got that as well. They should be able to get out here. No, they drop. I believe someone saw them drop the gun or shoot. I'm not totally sure. But very unfortunate.
A little hard to tell because
yeah, because of the frames.
a little
but
laggy, but probably I would think someone saw him drop the sniper, unfortunately. And
yeah, and that does mean back to Paris. Scruffy about to get a 22. Miami, well done. And Vezlaye defeats his worst enemy, the Sappy Muffin Boost. The only thing that can stop our greatest warrior. So a 121 Sappy for Vezlaye there. Now Marrakesh, all that remains. Danny out of Paris with a 32. Well done by them. Scruffy out of Miami with a 22 Miami. Maybe the fastest we've seen today, I believe. And on to SF now.
I don't think there was any faster ones.
Yeah,
there was a 23, I think, but not a 22 before this. So.
No.
Obviously, no one going for the 18 or 12 strat, but
yeah,
that is
no
completely
psychopaths.
understandable why.
This is big time clutch time from Scruffy. Scruffy had talked to me about SF being the map perhaps they were the least confident in Season 2. I did tell them a bit about how to end in a safer way. I believe that's helped them enough to where they should be confident. And oh no, Vezlaye on Marrakesh, another reset. I think if there's one thing that everyone can take away from today, it's really how challenging that beginning gauntlet of Paris, Sappy, Marrakesh can be. There's just so many different things that could kill a run there.
Definitely, yeah. And obviously, if you go for faster stress, it's even harder. With Vez going for the 26-ish.
Yep. It does make sense, but it is, it is like a reminder that with as good of a player as Vez and as good as all these guys are.
Scruffy gets combat.
Oh, I wasn't. I didn't see where by the helicopter. Or?
No, he was still in the bushes after the Jorge kill, and he got combat.
Oh,
so that's a little over a minute lost. He's
still easily on pace to have a best time potentially, but that takes away so much of the wiggle room.
Yeah, it is gonna be harder now, but not impossible for sure.
You would think with any other significant resets, we may see a run reset totally, but it's impossible to know. Danny on Marrakesh, you'd love to see Danny get to have a real run. Other than that opening run, with the trouble they've had with their game and with scale. The two real menaces for Danny today. Let's see if Scruffy can get through this now.
More of that. Gets the Jorge kill like last time. This time it doesn't stand up in the bushes with the CX in hand, and I think that's what caused the combat.
Yeah, you can't do that too early.
And blows up the CX and should be on his way out.
122, yeah, well done. Good time.
Yeah, solid time from Scruffy on the second try.
Welcome to Bangkok 47. Ken
And
Morgan
Danny looks to have gotten past Marrakesh with relative ease. You love to see that. I'd love to see Danny get a good run deep. Luke and Vez both on Sappy. Obviously, you'd love to see them get past there. They've both had some issues with this map so far.
Yeah, I think everyone has had
Yeah.
their fair share of issues in Seppi. Well, Paris, you don't even need to mention.
Yeah, yeah.
You want to start off with a good Paris. But Seppi especially has proven that it is still problematic, even if the route is an easy one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And they're Vez with a 116.
116 is quite nice for that route.
It is really good. And to think that he had a 115 earlier with a failed muffin in the tower, like
that is crazy. Now,
it is crazy
now, it is important to remember that most of the frannies you'll see are kind of hard capped anyway. So the muffin at the beginning isn't a huge factor, but it is crazy to see a mistake like that and still get such a, near perfect time on a route like
definitely. There's almost always some waiting for franny, so it's not an issue in the tower, but it's still insane.
Yeah, Stalk, I'm very much in agreement. That Tower Sappy is one of my least favorite routes in the trilogy. I absolutely hate it. I wish I was smart enough to figure out something new, but IOI took... and we got a crime noticed from Vezlaye. This Marrakesh and Sappy really are just absolute killers. Scruffy, 114.
He's out with a 114 first try by, which is very nice.
But yeah, the Sapienza route tower start is, respectable for where it starts and where it started, and the type of distance you have to cover in that time is very impressive, but the route itself is just so slow. And there's so many parts late in the route where if you just make the tiniest mistake, your whole run is done.
This Mara has never been this bad for me, unfortunately.
Yeah, it seems like the Marrakesh is really, really acting up today for Vezlaye, and really it's been really rough for Danny and Luke as well. Since Scruffy switched to this 31 Marrakesh, he's actually done quite well in terms of getting through there. I think that's probably a good decision for him.
Yeah, he's probably valuing the consistency of the slightly slower strat than the couple seconds saved. So I very much respect that. Especially if he wants to get more runs going, because we are in the final hour.
We're getting close. If you're not aware of the time constraints, 43 minutes until this time window is over. But any run started within the window is valid. You could keep going until the run is dead. So if you start a run at the 59-minute mark, but if it's the session best, it counts. So hopefully we can see, a lot more potential runs in the last 43 minutes, as well as any extra time that we could have if anybody has a run going.
Scruffy is looking like he's getting a very good time. Whittleton now, because
this could be a 110.
This is definitely a 110, or even it is.
He dies early, a 108. He dies early. That's nice.
That is a really good Whittleton from Scruffy.
Yeah, this is quite a nice run from Scruffy. That SF rip, really the only blemish.
Yeah, because Vez had that 110 where he had to wait at the exit, but Scruffy getting the kill down before he's at the exit at 108.
Yeah, quite well
absolutely
done.
Insane.
And Danny, low-key, I think Danny has had a resetless Season 1. Resets right there, but that's only about 15 seconds. Still on very good pace, I believe.
Yeah, Danny had a fairly good Season 1 as well, with like a 4, I want to say a 4.5.
436, 436.
Yeah, Season 1, which is still very good.
Yeah. And he does get the trank, and he's good here. If he gets out right, now. Nice. There we go.
Does it? Yeah. Good from him. No Scruffy. think he did the triple shot for Sophia, yeah. Looks like it. Waiting for Zoe. Lights the pit, so she gets upset, and after her tantrum, you can do the panic and obviously kill her. Stretch shot.
Yeah, hopefully Scruffy can just... Okay, she does investigate, thank goodness. Okay, she investigates.
Zoe, the problem is Sophia and how fast she runs under the chandelier.
And his Sophia has been so slow today.
Yeah, she was pretty far. I've seen slower ones too, but this is still on the slower side.
Still green though, and he will get out of here as long as he does not choke this end, and he doesn't. Okay, it'll be a 108, 109, but
138, yeah, which is it's still good.
Yeah, it's still very acceptable. No reset is the thing you're going to be most worried about.
Had the Sophia been a bit quicker, but you'll take a no reset over a 10-second save any day.
Yeah, Scruffy playing out of his mind right now, and now he gets a huge break. I'm sure he'll appreciate this. Just gets to appreciate the scenery of the New York map and prepare for a pretty stressful stretch. Yeah. He's got New York and Haven, which are, no cakewalks, especially going into Season 3.
Yeah, definitely. On the longer side, and obviously with New York, you have to sit through the entire cutscene, basically.
Oh, and apparently Scruffy did have a small-scale reset because the fire did not light up. Nothing super significant, but I am being told by Stock that there was a small reset. It is natural to miss those when we're trying to pay attention to 4 POVs, but I do appreciate Stock letting me know. Danny gets the kill on Sierra.
I believe Scruffy's on a pretty good pace right now overall, because he's at, I believe it's a 7:44 Season 2 as is right now.
His, if I'm...
4:11 Season... Oh, no, sorry. 47. Day 4:11 Season 1, so...
If I'm looking at Scruffy's time right...
Looking at
21:18 is his possible best right now. So he could still cruise to the first place time if he gets a clean finish to this run. And to be clear, that would be the all-time Trilogy world record, counting old runs or not.
Yeah, counting Vez's 21:30.
Or Moo's old one, or, any run that's ever been done,
Yeah. And even for Season 2 with DLC, he's still looking pretty solid. I'm not sure if it's actually record pace anymore, but it's still...
Yeah, and that's another, the reset, without that SF reset and that tiny little scale reset, this would have surely been a competitive time with the pace he's shown.
Almost got the data disk stuck under the chair, but he manages to grab it out, so...
And yeah, he's gonna get an exit, another mid-30. Oh, it doesn't break! You just should... Oh, he didn't break the camera, so he can't just walk down. Okay, 137 though. But yeah. Danny. Oh, this is really starting to pick up now. Luke in Colorado. Yeah. Vezarith going to Marrakesh, Scruffy in Haven, Danny in SF, all at very significant points in the run. This is getting to be really, really entertaining.
Yeah, and I think we're going to get at least, hopefully, one run properly out of everyone here, which would be great.
Yeah, plenty of time for it.
Yeah, definitely. We have still, a little under 40 minutes. For the 3-hour time frame, so more than enough time to start a run or two, at least, even with a full reset. Danny with a reset in SF though, so
Oh, that is a shame.
that will cost him
Yeah,
about
that's
a minute, and
yeah.
so
Very similar spot to where Scruffy was, if I'm not mistaken, right?
yeah, about there. Yeah, seemed like so. And Vez getting another
Vez
26
out of
Marrakesh
Marrakesh.
now.
You love that.
Yeah.
And Luke potentially out of Hokkaido. This is a big moment. If he can get this, Luke on pace for another decent run as well. And you'd really, really like to see him get out of here, because now we've got 4 people on runs, I believe, that could beat the first place time right now, which is something special if any of them could
Luke
get that.
gets it out with a 40 Hokkaido, so Luke is in season 2.
Oh, and Scruffy goes red on Haven. They didn't investigate the medicine ball, and then he took too many shots to get Woodmilla down.
So that's another minute on the timer, unfortunately for him.
I
So
believe
if the season 2 record was in reach, no more.
No, and this will be very, very interesting. I can't totally see what his best possible time is anymore, but it's got to be very close now with that. That's a hefty reset. He didn't have all the time in the world. Danny going to get out with a 122 SF as well. Luke headed towards the exits of Hawks. Vezlaye obviously headed towards an inevitable success on Bangkok. So we've got a few spots where they were really cruising. Now Danny and Vezlaye both off to incredibly pivotal maps in the run. Colorado for Vezlaye and Mumbai for Danny. This will be very interesting.
Luke getting a very fast Hawks out of there too, which is there's like a low 110s, a 115, which is a very 116. It's still a good time out of Hawks.
116 is very solid time to get into Trilogy Hawks. You're always happy with that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's gonna keep him on track well enough, and now he's headed to Miami. Big moments for Danny and Vezlaye here, and Scruffy. Scruffy reset again on Haven. That's just heartbreaking. It really is Haven that's just a big problem for Scruffy, proven again and again. But you've got to believe with the type player he is, he can push through this and get a solid time again.
Excellent work, 47.
Yeah, he's definitely capable of getting it. Just, I know from personal experience, the Ludmilla is by far the most annoying target with this route.
Yeah.
Because if you miss the briefcase, she's just gonna act all weird.
Yeah, and there's nothing you can do other than really just get used to it and like truly understand where you're supposed to be. And it's tough to have
really
that,
just
but
you really just need to like have a proper understanding of what you need to do.
Oh my
Scruffy
God!
again,
Stop
struggling
moving,
with the shot.
Scruffy! Okay.
And
Oh my
stays
God.
green. Stays
Oh my
green after
God.
all that. With a
thank
123
goodness.
out of Haven.
And what is the season 3 world record? Do you have any idea
It
what
is
the
a
ballpark is?
551.
So
551 by Hausen.
551. So I actually don't think he could. I don't think he can
Yeah,
beat
and
the time
now.
now.
After that Haven,
He would need a
Scruffy's
6
best
minute.
possible-
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, now after that Haven, Scruffy's best possible time drops to a 23:20. So
Heartbreaking
you would
sequence.
need to
yeah.
PB a whole lot
Yeah.
to try and get these.
Yeah.
He's
His.
going for the fast Dubai though. And
Oh.
I think he just missed it.
Yeah.
And that
That
think
should
he's
be
resetting
a
the whole
reset
thing
for
now.
Scruffy. Yep.
Yeah.
And heartbreakingly for Vezlaye resetting on the Maya NTK. Danny did get through Mumbai though, and Danny has got a really, really solid run on his hands now. Luke on SF as well. We have got a lot of action going on despite some resets on the right side of the screen.
Feels like an easy way out for a man.
Yeah. Vez again starting with a 31 Paris. See what he can do from now.
Close now.
Welcome to Paris, 47.
And
Just about to start. This
Luke starting off with a proper Andrea as well, so he's looking good.
Oh, it took Danny a few extra tries to get that panic, but I think he did get it. He should be fine and still on good pace.
Janus is apparently engaged
Hopefully, yeah.
Honestly, what I'm learning most from this stream is that I am way too slow on Whittleton. All these guys are just getting, 110s to 112s or even lower, and it's like, my PB's at 112. I'm just realizing how bad I am at Whittleton, honestly.
Yeah, you need a little luck with Nolan dying somewhat fast as well for that, but
yeah, 112 is
obviously
like
it's
the
still
ceiling.
basically execution.
Yeah.
At the very end, like there, Danny's out with a 112, which is very solid.
Yeah. I'm glad you appreciate it, 420. I'm really enjoying it. I think it's quite good. But yeah,
So
Danny
Scruffy
out.
Scruffy getting a 29 Paris.
Scruffy
so.
really getting comfortable with those 29 Parises throughout this event. I will say that. Luke also looking like he's going to get through SF quite comfortably as well. Should be a 125. So not bad either. Good pace. And this is a big moment for Danny. Scale, which beat his ass last time around.
Yeah, if he can get through this faster now than he did last time, he has a very good shot for a really solid time.
Yeah, and that confidence that you would presume he could have if he can just get through there, it'd be some special stuff. Vezlaye with a 115
again. Yeah, with a 31 Paris, that is it. I think that was about the same pace he had on that 407, so
oh my,
he can keep
goodness.
that up. That could be another Season 1 record.
Yeah.
Obviously, probably has to go for the bomb launch again for that, but we'll have to see if he decides to do that or not.
Danny resetting on scale. Heartbreaking. Oh, you'd hope Danny can get it done this time. Really just heartbreaking to see the struggles on scale when Danny's played so
Bez
well
misses
otherwise.
the violin, so...
Oh, man, that is unfortunate. The boost struggles for Vez have been real.
The one thing that everyone resets at some point, no matter how consistent you get it, so...
Vezlaye really wanted to
body
shoot that
shot
NPC.
running away. Yeah. She really wasn't about to get shot.
Should be good here if you can just nail that shot. He didn't, though.
Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Great start out of Paris and Sappy, but once again with the Marrakesh issues with Vez.
Yeah, and now here is the moment for Danny. Rage, we gotta hope that this works. Beautifully done.
A relatively fast Sophia as well, so he should be looking at a low 1 minute time. Spends a little
he's
time
safe.
with the
He's
second
safe
trank,
there
and,
too.
Yeah, has to take a
105 though.
Has to spend a couple seconds for the guards to spot the trank body, but 105 is still a very good time.
Yeah, I believe Danny is easily on pace to like crush his last.
Yeah, and he's breezed past his old time. With the, first run because he's gone out of scale a lot quicker than last time. So now it's just about keeping that pace up, and he has at least a PB.
The Milton Fitzpatrick Bank is open for business, but it seems there's some sort of investigation underway.
Well, Luke is moving in for the Mumbai Dawood kill. See how he does.
Yeah, Luke at a very, very pivotal part of the run. This should be really interesting to see what he does. I think he should have that. Looked clean.
And
he's
out green.
I've got to say, I am so impressed by how well everybody's handled that Dawood kill today. I think we have one reset there, but
surprising how little issues Dawood has had. Anyone.
Yeah, I think this really shows when you focus on that kill and you're very conscious of the micro actions and precision, that you can really get that kill to a high percentage. And I don't know how high. I couldn't pretend to know that exactly, but I do think that these guys have really shown how good you can be at that.
Yeah, for sure. And it is interesting that kind of like maps like Scale have been more troublesome than the ones like Mumbai, but I guess some days the one map's harder than another.
Mm-hmm.
Now Danny with a 45 gets Fabian in the room. Bank.
Oh my god, and Danny, I think doing the right method, yeah, doing a great, oh, New York, and that was terrifying, but they get through there.
Luke with a reset in Whittleton, I'm not sure.
Very early, very early.
Happened, but yeah, that wasn't too far in, thankfully.
Okay, and well done.
For Danny, and
well done for Danny. If he can get this cleanly, this is really nice stuff from Danny. Vezlaye gonna get like a 116 here. Another 115. Wow. Just barely snipes the 115. Vezlaye really starting to dial in on Sappy. If Marrakesh stops giving him problems, they could get another deep run soon.
I have returned. My internet decided to disconnect on its own, but yeah.
All good.
You're back.
Luke on good pace. No reset early this time. Danny on Haven. This is the moment of truth.
Marrakesh.
Vez, oh, you really hope for Vez to be able to get through Marrakesh this time, giving him so much trouble, despite being so early in the run. It really is just such a painful map to deal with when it's just not going right.
Scruffy with another reset, but it was only in seconds anyway.
Oh!
So when Vez misses the headshot,
I think he's going to be good, though. I think he should be good if he gets out quick enough, which he can. I know he can. He's fast enough.
Yeah, he's probably fine, but that's
let's go.
Wasted,
good job, Vez.
But good save from Vez, definitely.
And Luke's going to get out of Whittleton as well. Everybody playing really well right now. You'd hope Scruffy can get another push as well. Still 24 minutes to get a run started. Basically, I think the people towards the... If you go back to the beginning at any point in the near future, you've really got to look at it as I have X long to get past Marrakesh, you know? Because...
Yeah, Marrakesh is like the last real big hurdle.
You know, in the early,
really. But... yeah, at this point, you just have to kind of start being conscious of the clock as well.
Yeah, and I will be sending time countdown starting at 20 down to 10 and 5 for the players, hopefully to get them an idea of the type of time they have left. Win should be reset. A 122 from Danny, though. And Danny is out of Season 1, or Season 2, with a 16:27. If they can get a 6:31 or faster Season 3, they could take the best time.
Yeah, which I think is doable for him for sure, but
it's going to be tough. It's going to have to be very clean.
It's going to be tight. And Scruffy once again starting with a 29 Paris, which is very nice.
The good thing for Danny is I think they actually have enough time to finish and then restart, you know, if they want to. So they're not in a bad position time-wise.
Depending on how fast they get, for sure. Now Luke doing the manual panic on Sophia, which obviously gets her in faster. Yeah,
and this is good stuff from Luke, but he misses the shot. Go back to it. Go back to it. You can still get it, Luke. No, what is happening?
Not getting the shots on the
chandelier. What happened?
And yeah, I think Zoe's gone at that point.
That was bizarre. It looked like the first one or two that he took, I certainly understand them not registering. Those third and fourth really looked as if they were where they needed to be. That's unfortunate. Vezlaye on Colorado, though. Danny on Dartmoor. Both making some progress. Scruffy still stuck on Paris, unfortunately.
Welcome to Paris 47. The show is just about to
Luke
start.
resetting, still running scale, still got a chance to beat his own time without a big reset in the rest of the run. They may want to consider resetting if they want to go for the best overall time, though, which they are undoubtedly capable of.
I'm curious why he's here.
Almost 20 minutes left, though.
Yeah, still more than enough time to start a new run at least, if anything.
You need a pair, and you gain
And Danny, I think, pulled off the fast. Oh, never mind, he did not.
Oh,
I think he
no.
might have gotten an unconscious witness on Rebecca, which is really unfortunate. Because if he didn't, that would have worked.
Yeah, that is...
Now for Luke, Sophia's stopping before the chandelier in the room, so he has to wait a bit extra, but gets it in the end.
And 20 minutes remaining now. I've DM'd all the players to let them know we are getting very close to the end of the window. Luke getting out with a 106. Vezlaye and Scruffy both on Paris. Vezlaye must have had another Colorado Maya NTK. You really hate to see that.
Yeah, it's in Colorado. Maya has been Vezlaye's pain in the flesh for sure. Like
Yeah.
getting past Marrakesh, all that garbage, and then you have the hurdle that is Maya.
Yeah, you've got to hope
Unfortunately
that
for him.
you've got to think that maybe the later we get into this, the more realistic of an option that Wait, what?
Now, Danny trying to find Rebecca because she didn't panic properly, but she still has the trank, so he's fine, but loses a little bit of time.
Bit of
because
time,
that.
yeah. Danny should still be on track to be able to get another run after this, though.
Yeah.
Well done to recover there and get a 104, I believe.
Yeah, 104 out of Dartmoor. She's, yeah, obviously a couple seconds slower than you would like, but that Rebecca not panicking properly will obviously cost you a bit of time because you have to run through that room again.
Ooh! 28 for Scruffy.
Oh,
Nice
and that's a
job.
gold split for Scruffy too, so
Well done.
that is good from Scruffy.
Welcome to Paris 47. The show is just about to start.
And we've got 3 players on Paris/Sappy, and then Danny on Berlin. So this is going to be a very, very interesting finish.
Yeah.
Scruffy getting very close to the limits of what you can do with that strat. I believe you can eke a 27 if you get very lucky, but oftentimes you can't really control that. 28 is very, very well done.
Yeah, I think Zeb might have used that same route for a 27, but 28 is very solid still for a Paris.
28 is a great, great, great time. Vezlaye waiting for
Danny
that
with a good start.
Granny kill. And yeah, Danny with a good start to this Berlin. Definitely still in play to finish a run and get a decent shot at another. We'll be going to Chong very quickly if they can finish this one up.
Now for Scruffy,
What?
such a slow Franny.
That pizza
Doesn't
guy
even
was so
bother.
slow. He'll get out with a 56, but man, that is frustrating.
Yeah. They really did not want to get KO'd.
Welcome to Paris 47. The show is just about to start. This is the red carpet of
Now, Danny, though, like, seeing the times he has now, I think that's... Depending on what train he does, he might be close to Vez this time, but I don't think he's gonna beat it.
he can't. He can't
anymore,
beat Vez's. The
unfortunately.
problem is, the thing is, it's going to be very interesting to see where he is relative to Luke and Scruffy's, because Luke and Scruffy are
Yeah.
very close behind, and I think his time may be right in between those two.
Yeah, I would think it's between them for sure, because if he gets like a 58, 59 Chongqing, then like a 41, 42.
Wait, Why?
Hush? Where is Hush for him? What?
Why was Hush there? Did he not? I have never ever seen Hush there.
I am not sure what happened there.
If anyone in the comment or anyone in the chat knows what happened there, I am genuinely perplexed. I've never seen that before. I've run this map a lot too. Is it if you don't shoot the? Did he not realize he didn't shoot the drone only affects? Does the drone affect Imogen though? It doesn't affect Hush, right?
Yeah, I think the drones only affect Imogen.
Yeah. So why
it was literally
hell
just
was
Hush
Hush
being
there?
out of position for some whatever unknown reason.
Yeah, I've never seen him not in that room. He just wasn't in the room. It was bizarre.
And he gets all the required body shots.
Stock, that was what I thought at first, but I wasn't totally sure how that would affect it. Okay, the drone cuts off Hush's combo, so he must have just missed the drone and not realized it, which is very unfortunate.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Drone gets him walking fast as well, yeah.
And gets the muffin first try, so he's out with a 58, which is very good time.
Yeah, very good time.
Not enough to beat Vez's 22:58 anymore.
And Scruffy,
and definitely not enough for Scruffy's either anymore.
No,
considering train is gonna be at least 2:10 probably.
Yeah, it's gonna actually be a very close cut with Luke's as well. But at this point, when you've got enough time, you may as well finish, I suppose.
Yeah,
definitely a much better run than Danny's first.
Than PB for sure for him for this 3-hour session, but yeah, it would really cut close to even Luke's at this point.
Yeah, and if he cuts close to Luke's, then that truly is an amazing set of times, because we could have all 4 players within about a 1 minute and 30-second range, which would really be something.
And everyone would be around the 24-25 minute, which is
everyone sub 25 and everyone within 22.5 to 24.5 is really something.
Gets the kill on Yates, but I think it's probably gonna be a 42 for.
Yeah, that looked a bit slow.
The show is just about to start. This is the red carpet event. Welcome to Bangkok. 47.
Yeah, 42.
Yeah, for 42 is fine. Nothing special. Oh, even a 43. Wow.
Oh, did he botch the exit?
Looks like he did, because that exit was a 43, so...
He could still absolutely get third here, though, if he runs a fast enough, enough train. How's it going, T-Nort?
So what was Luke's time?
24:48.
So he would need a...
Sub 3. Basically, 302. 302.
Oh, so yeah, 302. So as long as he's under 3 train, basically.
Yeah. So as long as he gets no resets, he will be third place.
Yeah, even with a tap-in train like a 250.
Yeah, you'd be good if no resets.
So we'll see what he probably would go for, like a 220, or not 220, 230-ish probably.
Oh, and Vezlaye just barely avoids the full whoosh there.
Yeah, no, the plaza, funnily enough, if you run with a pistol in hand, you can just run through. You don't even need to crouch spam for that, if they don't panic.
And there you go. There's Vezlaye's trip towards the end of Sappy, which he has become very familiar with. Luke on Colorado now. I'm not exactly sure what his pace is in regards to how quick it's been, but if there's not been a lot of resets, he'll be feeling very good. Danny trying to get a solid train to cap off this run before he gets a shot at the last set.
So he is indeed going for the 230-ish train, it looks like, with the body shock panic there. Luke going for the classic 1 minute West Bridge, Colorado. Which is perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of this one, to be honest. I think we've seen players who are great at it and we've seen players who can execute it at a high percentage, but it is just such a tap-in compared to the other, and it loses, 8 seconds max.
Yeah, it's not bad, but obviously it loses a bit of time, but that's just how it is with any easier strategy.
Yeah. And he's
Now,
got
Danny
that.
gets the bullet distract,
And Danny
gets
is
the
going to get a
fast
new PB
guard.
here. Will
Yeah,
be
this is-
interesting to see exactly what. But an amazing little run for Danny to get before the end. Now fully practiced with a good Trilogy and has a chance to make a run at it again.
Yeah, and they should put him in between Scruffy and Luke now.
Yeah, 230 train. So 24:16.
16, yeah, that's about 30 seconds faster than what we had from Luke, so... 24:16 it's a good time for sure. Like,
So
everyone is sub 25.
Yeah, this is unreal.
Even that is very good.
This is so close. To explain to everyone who can't see the times right now, every single player is within a 1 minute and 30-second gap in terms of PBs. Vezlaye has a 22:58. Scruffy has a 23:13. Danny has a 24:16. And Luke has a 24:28. Every player is capable of getting this last, this win here. This is some really, really incredible stuff.
Yeah, it really all comes down to, can anyone get like a proper resellers run? Because unfortunately we haven't had one yet. Vez was the closest for sure, but still with a couple mistakes in Season 3 there. And if you could iron those out, it could be a 20XX or maybe even a sub 20.
And Danny, it appears Danny will be calling it quits with that 24:16. Very respectable.
That
a
is fair enough for
huge
him.
improvement on the first Trilogy Danny ran. And it's very good with all the issues Danny had with scale, with the game totally screwing him over. He was able to rebound and get such an impressive time. Congrats, Danny. I know it was not easy to keep going. I really appreciate you doing it for the comp. It was a great experience to get to watch you play. You were whooping ass aside from scale.
Yeah, definitely. Danny is scale and the game screwing him over with the reset of Colorado and Dubai and Dartmoor was probably the worst thing he had today, but 24-minute Trilogy is still a very good time.
Yeah, now Vezlaye at a really good spot. Same for Luke. Luke even better, actually, because he's on Hawks. But if Vezlaye can just get past this Colorado, we would be there, where Vezlaye would have a good shot at the at a time. Scruffy will be hoping for that as well. 8 minutes left in the time window.
Yeah, I'm really keeping an eye on Vezlaye right now.
Yeah, this is a big moment for Vezlaye.
Because Luke obviously going for the safe Miami that is about a minute 15, I want to say. But see what kind of time Vez can get if he gets it out, obviously. Because this is another really good pace time in Colorado.
Nice!
Already.
Great job by Vezlaye. And they will get out of Kala.
Another 53, so that's a 340 going into Hokkaido. So, not quite record pace anymore, but
I don't think they'll be
really
too worried.
Time.
And they are obviously going
for the safe one.
Unreal. I cannot process how insane it is that Vezlaye switched from Flashbang Kalo to Bomb Launch Kalo and first tried it, and also has first tried all the other ones.
And even with this flash now, it's 40 seconds max, I want to say, so it's still a 420 Season 1, which is still amazing.
Okay, Scruffy is going to give it one more run. Scruffy has 7 minutes left to get another run going. big moment for Scruffy. You gotta hope they can get another run going, but they can be very proud of the 23-13 if they can't. Luke going past Miami, Vezlaye going to Hokkaido. He does get the Paris a bit slow, but 33 will do the job.
Now Vez is heading towards the gondola for Yuki. Flashbang out. Gets the kill. And gets out with a 39. So that is indeed a 419, I believe. Yes.
And I think it's crazy to say, but I think that's only the 4th fastest Season 1 we've seen today. I think Vezlaye has had 2 faster, and I think Scruffy's had 1 faster. And I think Danny actually had one that was pretty close as well. We have seen some crazy pace there.
Danny had like you said it was like a 420.
Yeah, I was going to say like a 426 or like a 424 or something like that.
Which is still a really good time. Like, I think everyone here has gotten a solid time out of Season 1. I want to say that.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure about Luke because
it's a bit tougher to tell. Yeah.
But Vez, Scruffy, and Danny at least had some really great runs out of Season 1 at least.
And 5 minutes remaining now. We are getting low with the time. Scruffy has Sappy and Marrakesh ahead of him. Hopefully, he can get a run going.
It's a decently fast Franny for Scruffy, so he's out of there with a good timing. Vez running towards the exit on Hawks. And now Luke also running towards the exit in SF. Stays in the bushes, keeps himself tucked in. And that looks like he should be getting out just fine.
Welcome to Paris 47.
Yes, that's Luke out of SF with a 124. I believe that was reset less. So
yeah,
very good from Luke there. Now Bez going into the Miami cutscene and Scruffy back in Paris.
4 minutes left for Scruffy to get out of Paris.
I really feel like these are probably the last full runs that we're gonna see from Luke and Vez, but Scruffy still definitely has a chance to get one going before the time's up.
Yeah, and there's a bit of an interesting dynamic where I think you can go for some safer strats maybe. If you get past Paris, maybe you go you focus on the Sappy, then you go 31 Marrakesh. Maybe you make sure you do a 1 minute Colorado so your run doesn't die. But
yeah, it's really just up to them. I don't know if Scruffy's gonna do any more.
I think Scruffy, I believe Scruffy is calling it on the Trilogy runs.
Yeah, which is fair. There is not a lot of time left anymore, and
very, very well
how
played
much
by
he was
Scruffy,
in Paris and Sappy, like, I guess he probably feels like he's not gonna get another run going, which is
understandable.
Perfectly. Yeah. There's Vez with the kill in Sierra.
Luke headed towards the Dawood kill. Very big moment for Luke.
Vez squeezes out the Robert. It's another 22 Miami. Oh, just turned 23. But almost a 22 Miami for Vez.
Yeah. And looks like Luke is going to be out with a 117. A bit slower, but they'll take it, no doubt. And I'm not totally sure. I was going to say, I'm not totally sure, but I think Luke is on by far their best pace today.
Yeah, it certainly feels like it, at least. Let's see if they can get out of Whittleton without resets.
Yeah, and we get a little treat in the top right. We get to witness Scruffy run for Season 2 world record, which is fun. But yeah, Luke and Vezirith, the only ones still running Trilogy actively. Danny and Scruffy have called it with some amazing times of themselves. Luke has 1 6-second reset on Marrakesh so far. That is it.
Yeah, he's
A
on a
very
really
good run.
pace for himself, for sure. Obviously, he's done the slower Miami, so he's behind on that. But for himself, that's a really good pace.
He's got to be comfortably ahead of his own pace from last run, because even his last run, although he used some slower strats, I believe had over 2 minutes of resets. So he can definitely bring that time down a lot if he plays well to close this out.
Yeah, and obviously he's going for the slightly slower Whittleton as well, and not the triple shot panic
Yeah.
with Spencer, the green hammer. But it only loses like 10 seconds.
Yeah, with the speed Luke does it at, he really is only losing about 10.
Yeah, it's not too big of a deal.
And
Now Vaz in the bushes again, running towards Jorge.
And we have about 1 minute left, and the time is out. Now, no more resetting back to Paris. Both players can continue their run, but if the run dies, that is it. As of now, if the competition were to end with no more runs being finished, Vezirith would be first place with about a 15-second gap lead over Scruffy, who is done running and locked into their position. Luke, the only threat there.
Yeah, and Vez out with a 121 Santa, which is a solid time, and there goes Luke with a 118 Whittleton.
Yeah, well, very fast for that route.
Again.
Very fast for that route. The thing is, although Luke is on pace to, I think, if they went no reset, perhaps beat Vezirith's old time, there's no way they're going to be able to beat Vezirith's current time unless Vezirith has some resets coming up. This is getting very spicy. Vezirith, if Luke were to get first, is going to need some resets from Vezirith soon, but also Luke on very good pace to beat their own time, and perhaps Scruffy and Danny's.
Yeah. But yeah, you have to remember, like, Vez didn't have issues in Season 1 or Season 2, really. So
yeah.
It all comes down to if Vez can pull this off, like pull a resetless or near resetless run into Season 3 and then execute Season 3 better than last time. So I think Luke is really, if he wants to get a better time than Vez, he's really hoping that Vez either messes up Season 2 or then at least in Season 3.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna have to be hoping for some resets soon, although that's not the only factor here. Playing for himself, he's certainly gonna fancy himself getting a higher time than Scruffy or Danny. And perhaps could still, even if this run is clean, beat Vezirith's old time. He is ahead of Vezirith, and he just reset. I'm not totally sure why.
I don't know if he didn't get Zoe on the hook or what, but
that is
Sophia hadn't run in at that point. I'm pretty
sure.
So he had to do something
Zoe,
with Zoe.
yeah, Zoe didn't investigate. That's very unfortunate. I am almost certain that means Vezirith will be the winner, but I'm not totally sure. I'll leave it until Luke maybe has another reset. Which, we will see. But now it appears that Vezirith is sort of just playing to finish this run. And that will likely be the last thing.
They breezed through Mumbai with a 115, so that's a really solid time. Now let's see if Luke hit the distract this time. Not sure. It looks like they have. Yeah, they have. They have not. So, once again, Zoe not investigating for Luke, and I think that's probably the run for him. Unfortunately.
Yeah, and that will be it for Luke, so we are down to our...
So now it is only Vez running currently anymore.
Yeah, and it is Vezirith competing against their own time, but there is plenty of time to gain. mainly in Season
Yeah.
3, where Vez will have been quite disappointed with that finish. Would be great to see Vezarith get a run that they're really proud of, but plenty of time to go still.
Danny's saying Luke getting the same thing as I did,
Yeah,
so
yeah, that means it was Zoe not investigating because Danny and
not
Kid Vez
having
had
a
that
good
problem.
time in scale goes for everyone, apparently,
Yeah.
apart from Vezareth, I hope.
Yeah, I'm not I'm not 100% sure how badly I want to go to full screen because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna mess it up, but I'll try. Okay. Let me do all this.
Vez having a bit of trouble finding the prompt for the cigar box, but gets it in the end just about as Nolan is electrocuting themselves. And,
All right. Yep. Here we
that's
go.
about a 110 exit, which is very solid still. 110 resetless Whittleton going into scale.
Yeah, and I just want to say right now, in case anybody is going to be gone later, in terms of the players, to everybody listening right now, all the viewers, I appreciate this so much. I'm so glad whoever watched enjoyed. I'm so glad that all the players showed up and gave it their best and put up some unreal fucking times. It is one of the most impressive things I've ever seen in Hitman, to just sit here for 3+ hours and just maul at the most ridiculous resets that you could possibly see and still drop insane times like that. Thanks so much for everybody showing up. Just wanted to say that. Obviously, we've still got Vez playing, but just wanted to get that out early.
Yeah, and you have to remember that we got the top 4 trilogy times on this stream.
Yeah, it's insane. It's so awesome to see all 4 of them put up a time that is sub 25.
If people have been watching it live, you've seen all top 4 basically.
Yeah,
in one go.
You've seen some really impressive times. Vezarith going to be hoping they get the proper
Zoe on the
inspect, and they do. They do.
And with a slow Sophia, it's gonna kill Zoe first. I don't know what is going on with Sophia right now. She's getting panicked, yeah, but she's not moving.
Oh no!
This is what I mean.
Oh,
with the
this
slow
is
Sophia,
tragic. Oh, this is tragic. I feel like you just have to reset.
Running, but she should start running, but I don't know.
I think I've seen her panicked here, though. I think you have to reset.
Oh, wait, yeah, that could be the soft
she soft locked to there. You have to. That's very unfortunate. Still easily PBable, but that is a very unfortunate reset.
Stock with the scale is the worst map in Trilo SSO for sure.
Absolutely.
I think everyone after this event can definitely vouch for it.
Yeah, Stock, I agree. I don't think it's even that arguable. I think Sappy is probably the only one that's close in terms of just total dog shit route.
Yeah, I think scale for this
Sappy's
event
worse,
specifically,
or scale. I mean,
for this event specifically, scale has definitely been the one map that's caused the most problems for everyone, combined.
Yep. Scale.
We all saw Danny's issues at the start, then Luke with his troubles in the very end here, and now Vez getting his own fair share of issues as well. So
yeah, it is very unfortunate to see all the issues. Vezarith very smartly waiting until those wishes got a little less present to go for this, and this should be fine now. Should be a very quick scale as well, which,
And Sophia cooperating this time gets a 48 chandelier on her, which is very nice.
101, which is good stuff. He had to pause a little bit. Because that guard was so slow, but 101 still very solid. Still able to beat that 2258 surely.
Yeah,
but
for sure. It just requires a better season 3, which is very much doable.
Mm-hmm.
And also they had a somewhat slow bank too. You have to remember that.
Yeah, they could easily cut out 8 to 10
this could be
seconds
like
on
a
bank. Yeah.
10-second save on bank alone
Yeah.
to pull off a little bit of that was lost in scale.
God, I just hope people have watched this and just been impressed and inspired and motivated, because I know I have, because this is just every single player that I saw is like just it's unreal, like the skill that's on display. It's the gap between the times, I think, really says that. Like, you've got all of them finished a run within almost 2 hours of playing, and all of them were within a minute and a half of each other. I mean, it's just unreal. The players that play today, it's
Yeah, this
crazy.
this feels like it's like the current pro trilogy cream of the crop right now.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
everyone here.
Yeah, this is that's what the goal was, to really get the best of the best, and hopefully inspire people to and motivate people to give this category some more love, because I really think Trilogy is a good category, but could use some more innovation.
Vez doesn't have clipping anymore by the looks of it. So.
Yeah, that is a problem they were telling us about. Their clipping save had sort of started to really screw them. And it's sort of like just running out early, so they do get it done here.
Hoping it doesn't cause any major issues here anymore. Like,
yeah, I'm thinking the biggest issue should be train. Honestly, that left
train.
side
train
icicle
is obviously
throw.
the big one, but apart from train, I don't think it should affect too much in the end.
But yeah, it's
breezing through New York for now.
Clipping goes away when you enter Athena's office, according to... That is unreal.
Very well could be. I've not tested it myself.
Hash, rest assured, I plan on doing this in other categories, or the same category eventually, but probably other categories first. We will see though. I am very excited with how this went and how everybody played. Okay, Vez getting the boost, 132.
Without the bust breaking, too. I didn't even see if it broke, but that's a 6-second save in terms of the old 138, which was a little scuffed.
Yeah, and I believe we could still get a mid 2130 here potentially, maybe a low 21. If Vez is able to finish this cleanly.
Looking at his splits there, it says 21:31,
and that's with a slower train though, if I'm not mistaken. I think he could actually get a low 21, but we'll have to see if those times are totally accurate. Vez getting a quick pause here, not a bad time to take a break.
Entered splits wrong. I don't know what I did.
Well, it's all fine, Vez. Don't stress about it. Focus on the run. We'll figure those out later.
Yeah. We can figure that out later when it eventually ends, if it ends.
With a finished run. We'll see, though. Don't stress about it now. Good thing is we can really focus on everything within Vezret's run. And, this is really the easiest part by far of the Haven run. If you're focusing doing this right. You should be able to take care of this. Now is when you start to get into the particular part. You've got to take these shots about 13 or about 12 seconds apart, I believe. 12 and a half, maybe. And so that's a bit of a timing concern. You got to really focus on doing that right. Generally, when he's out of your scope right there, you're pretty safe to do it as long as the time has transpired.
Yeah, as long as you're not late on the first shot, it's basically as soon as Tyson has left the scope, you should be good. And that looked good for Ludmilla.
Oh, and I realized why there's a 2039 or a 239 on his previous best is because he had a reset that made his fast train basically a normal train.
Oh yeah, and there goes. He gets Ludmilla clean.
Yeah, and this will be like a 120.
That should be like a 120.
Yeah. Well done.
120
quite
Haven
quick.
is
Quite quick. But yeah, Scruffy, I see you talking about it. I have also had that issue. I had to move further back to take my shots, and every once in a while, I'll have to drop the sniper as well. My splits are so fucked. Vezrit says. How's it going, Zeb? It's been an amazing tournament. The time has expired. Everybody else who is running is done. Vezirith will be the winner, although the current times are incredibly close. Vezirith has the best time, 22:58. Scruffy, 23:13. Danny with, let me check real quick.
24-16.
24-16.
Yeah,
and then Luke with a 24-28. Some unreal runs, really.
Yeah,
And,
everyone sub 25. Even that is a achievement on its own.
Really, God, a 25. Dubai, Jesus.
Yeah, and that was with the killing Marcus and throwing the flashbang after.
Yeah,
Carl,
that was
so.
a safe. That was the safe.
Yeah, that was a
Dubai,
safe
25.
Dubai, and that was a 25. So just goes to show how clean the execution is.
Yeah. And now we get into the real meat of it for Vezirith. This is when they're gonna want to really.
Yeah, Dartmoor was the first one in season 3 where they had a reset somewhat deep in. At about the 35-40 mark, with the bad panic on the 2 mansion staff. So hopefully none of that this time around. Obviously gets to the garden easy as ever.
And that should be good, yeah. That should be good for that part at least. And I have no doubt Vezirith is going to be fast enough to get to this distraction shot in time.
Yeah, it's all about whether the panic works properly, and this time it looks like it did, so he's good.
Panic right there. Shot in time.
Gets Alexa.
And gets a perfect panic from those 2 guards. Not sketchy at all, unlike the one last time where they almost came into the room with Alexa. Or, I mean, not Alexa.
Rebecca.
Rebecca, yeah, my bad.
Very, very clean first try this time, so no +40s. Gets basically with this and the New York save, that's about all the time lost in scale already back. Obviously, with the splits being a little iffy with it, can't really know for sure if that's quite accurate.
Yeah.
It might be, but I'm not 100% on that.
It's really tough to know. I know their only reset so far, only significant reset so far is that minute 6 or minute 8 reset on scale. So this should be high 20s, low 21s if I am ballparking this correctly. Halberd trying to flex in the chat saying 25 is the standard Dubai. Yeah, you're very cool, Halberd. 25 is actually not impressive. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, screw Vez.
Yeah.
Bad run. Do it again.
Yeah. Do it again and get a 24. But
yeah.
The 25 with the safe order of the Carl and Ed Ingram, or not Ed Ingram, Carl Ingram and Marcus Stuyvesant shots are
again
is
has
very
to wait
very
for
good,
Green to
very
walk.
comfortable.
Goes to show how quick he is with that.
Yeah, I pogged when you did, Scruffy.
So far looking good with the Berlin. Finds Tremaine. Finds Rhodes. Finds Thams. Pizza guy KO'd really far away, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
early enough to get a 53 though, yeah.
53.
He the distance was made up with how early he was was knocked out very very early.
Yeah, that was a good KO even though it was a little far from what you'd like. And now here we go to the second part of season 3 that screwed him over last time with Chongqing. As last time he's shot
Yeah.
the Imogen kill too early.
Yeah,
Or sorry, too late, rather.
we've got 3 maps coming up that we have seen Vezirith get some unfortunate resets on
Yeah.
unreal pace. Earlier today, we saw the Chong and Mendoza resets. In his
Gets the
PB, we
drone,
saw the
so good
Romania
start.
reset. So it's going to be interesting to see what he can do here if he can keep it clean.
The drone is a good start already, so no Hush shouldn't be doing any crazy activities. There he is. Hits the Hush body shot first try.
Yeah, this is good stuff so far. It's interesting that he goes for that shot before that, but it's not like it actually matters. It's all the same anyway. Hard capped by Imogen. And now he goes back, and this is the crucial moment now, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the kingmaker here. Has to wait for Imogen.
Perfectly timed. Perfectly timed.
And
Perfectly timed. Well done.
Imogen.
And the boost.
And now, yeah.
And he gets the boost,
Perfect.
but he falls
Oh,
off.
doesn't get it.
Oh, no! No!
And gets stuck with the stupid prompts to take cover. That loses him a couple seconds.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, thank
still
goodness.
Stays green for long enough to get out, so that's still time save over the PB run, but
that was
still
horrifying, though. That was
still like
so
6,
scary.
7 seconds from slower than what you'd like.
Oh my God. I was certain the body was about to get found, too. I was terrified there.
Yeah, no, with Imogen, you have some leeway, luckily, but it's not too much.
Yeah, it was getting very close to that range where it starts to get scary.
That box there is the worst thing if you're trying to even go for a no boost like pipe. It is the worst thing because if you're too close, you'll just take cover instead of climbing down.
Yeah.
So you really would just have to, if you don't want to risk it, then just play it safe and run from further right. But gets tomorrow on the hook with a coin.
Okay. Yep. This should be quite
Tomorrow,
comfortable.
easy as ever.
And he does the little spin. I've gotten all too used to that since I've moved to PC. And a much faster Dawn this time for him that he comfortably taps in.
40. That should be a 40 Mendoza.
We have got a chance to see what, in my estimation, is the best
that
trilogy.
Was also first try Mendoza as well,
yeah.
Which he didn't have last time.
No
so
miss Dawn.
Has that over the PB as well going into train.
We have got a chance to see what is, in my estimation, probably the best trilogy runner on Earth run a fast train for the all-time trilogy world record live on stream to end the event. This could not have ended more perfectly. All we could say is praise, and let's see what Vez can do here.
Now, a moment of silence.
Gun at 13, that's fast enough. Oh, he gets through. He gets the double bar panic. This is going to be sketchy. This could definitely be sketchy. It gets a lot tougher to get through here when you get the double bar panic. It's going to be interesting to see how he handles it. He waits for him to run back. Oh, and they go red. Oh, and they go red. That's so unfortunate. Still, I think time and to beat his old record, to beat his current record, I think there's still both are beatable. Oh, that's not a great start. I'm surprised he's going to continue with that instead of taking the +1. Still plenty of time to world record, guys. Don't fret. We have seen Vezirith reset on this and then still get world record before. And still gets to that shot in time. Unbelievable speed. Very impressive. getting to that spot with a subpar start, and he gets the
Single
single bar.
panic, yeah, so
This is good
much
stuff.
better than last run.
And he waits for those panics to... Oh, that's masterfully done. You can hear the whooshes end just as he leaves. Closes there just to be safe. Waits for them to turn. Perfect timing. Really not wasting any time. He does manage to slightly bump the edge. He's got to be careful not to go red there. He doesn't, though. And the tag. He doesn't fall off. This is going perfectly so far. Big moment here. Well panicked. They're turned. It's going to work. And he's got a guy already running. Gets this fuse. This is good stuff.
I think this is much faster than he was last
He has
time.
to go to the left side, though, because no NPC clipping. This will be a moment of truth. Gets through there.
Doesn't even go to the left.
Oh, and he's got to crouch to get it. It's all down to the end. The hardest part is gone. This is it. We could be
Now
seeing
it's
a world
all
record
up
live,
to-
yeah. Gets the knockout, gets the soap throw, and it's all down to this shot right here. He doesn't even check because he knows it's there.
Amazing. Yeah, that'll look.
He
good.
doesn't even have to look because he just set the fucking world record. Unreal. Unreal. He sets the fucking world record in the last run of the session with a 2:09 train. What an unreal run to close out this event. Absolutely unbelievable.
Oh yeah, that's a tie time for his old
Oh my god!
Molly run. So
there's no way it tied with his old run. Oh no way!
But that is, we have to now take into consideration. He said he fucked up his splits, so
he did. Yeah, he did just say, "I hope that's not right."
That could be right, but we don't know. Because it was messed up from all the way in New York, I think. So it would probably have to look at that again.
Resets.
But even then, that is still an amazing time.
Yeah, that is.
And that is easily, even if it's not exactly that, if it's a little slower, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's still faster than a 22:58.
Yeah, it is definitely much faster than the 22:58. Very little that went wrong there. You can definitely microanalyze it. The panic on scale was not optimal. Maybe could have reset a little earlier too with that mistake. And then you have the small reset on train, but with the train they're going for, can you really blame them? It just happens sometimes where you get that bar. Unreal run though, and an unreal event. It is hard for me to explain how unbelievably impressed I am with every player that I have seen in this event. Vezlaye, Scruffyy, Danny, Luke, absolutely unreal effort today. Some of the best play I have ever seen in this game, bar none. No qualifier.
And Tino are asking, why does Ambrose not exist? Ambrose is not in the trilogy yet because it's not in the it's not put in the seasons tab, or however you explain it. It is meant to be in between Scale and New York, I believe, but because it is after train and it's not been put correctly, and there's a whole post on speedrun.com why it's not in the trilogy if you want to go look at it properly. I cannot explain it right now, but it was pretty much something like before it's not put in the trilogy, like in the seasons properly, it's not gonna be in the trilogy either.
But
pretty much.
I've just got to say what an unreal effort, and just to switch over and show our winner. Our winner today was Vezlaye with an unreal and perhaps very fitting, tied 21-32 as we know. It could be slightly off. We will check later. But the other players also doing amazing. 24-16 from Danny, 23-13 from Scruffyy, 24-28 from Luke. I mean, the competition, the level of play separating them for literally 3 hours was just unreal. And Vez was able to get that unbelievable run to close it out. But until then, every player separated by 1 minute and 30 seconds. The competition was just incredible. I really, really enjoyed getting to see everybody play. But yeah, I think for now, I think I'm gonna end the event, and I think I'm going to raid. I believe I'm gonna raid. Is it Meme Junkie? Who's live right now?
Yeah, I believe Meme Junkie is live with Improv Royale 7 right now. Yeah,
can anybody give me their
_junkie for their Twitch?
Meme_junkie. Okay.
Yes.
All right, guys.
Currently 6 people playing in Master Bangkok.
Okay.
Sorry, never mind. There's way more. But
all right, we are going to be rating Meme Junkie. Improv Royale 7 is currently going on. Everybody go show some love for some more Hitman. IOI fucks us over sometimes and fucks this game up, but this community is insane. These players in this game are unreal, and I'm very glad to have seen everybody show out. But yeah, for me and Scruffyy and Ashashin and all the players, thanks so much, everybody, for watching. Peace.
you guys later.